watching a live Rogers TV sports presentation.
Junior A Lacrosse League is in Nanaimo on a Saturday afternoon to begin the month of July, and it is moving time without question. Dan Marshall and Kira Martin on the call here on Rogers TV, powered by Shaw. New Westminster Salmonbellies and Nanaimo Timbermen. They played twice already this season, and both teams can certainly move in the standings. Nanaimo sitting at 9-5 with their record. Salmonbellies at 8-8. Now, what's interesting for Nanaimo is, even though they're fourth in the BC Junior A Lacrosse League right now, a chance to really make up ground because they've only played the 14 games. For New West, sitting at that 500 mark, yeah, they could get to that 10-win mark, but Nanaimo certainly can move up into that upper echelon with a victory here today. Head-to-head, each team has a game. May 26th, 9-5 Nanaimo Timbermen. On June the 15th, a 10-6 win for the Salmonbellies right here at Frank Crane Arena. Kira, what are your thoughts on this very important matchup in the standings late in the season?
I think it's definitely a big one for both teams. New West is looking to improve that equal record at 8-8, try and get one more win before their season comes to an end. And Nanaimo's probably looking to go on a bit of a winning streak to get their last 4 games of the season done and go into playoffs.
Being from Nanaimo, we see a lot of Andrew Bowman. We know how good he is, but you were talking earlier just how good Lucas Nielsen has been for New West.
Yeah. Lucas Nielsen has 72 points this season, so he's leading the way for sure.
the national anthem sung by Lorenzo Jensen here at Nanaimo's Frank Crane Arena. Kira, you know very well from playing, it's a very hot day. And early in the season, when you're playing in April, May, and June, maybe it's not a factor, but when you're playing on a hot day like this as a player, what's it like?
Oh, it is very hot down there for sure. All that gear running around. This arena, honestly, is a lot better off for hockey. It's very well insulated, but in the summer, it is very hot in here, so these guys are really going to have to be working through that heat. It's definitely an extra factor in today's game. There
you see the Nanaimo Timbermen surrounding their goaltender, getting ready for this critical game on home floor. A look at the end of the huddle there at Matt Bowes, number 33, one of the key weapons. And there you see Lucas Nielsen surrounding his goaltender, Boris Maximenko, at the other side. And he'll be a player that we're watching for today without any question. Last time these two teams played, and it was 6-5 Nanaimo early in the second period, and they didn't score for the rest of the lacrosse game. And they didn't face Boris Maximenko. You see there, 6-8, 10.86 goals against average on the season. They saw the other goaltender in Jackson Curtis, and there you see Keegan Aquino, and without question, Kira, he is the guy that's carrying so much of the mail, 9-5, 8.23 average. Yeah, Keegan's having a great season so far. He definitely is the backbone of this team on the defensive end. Opening face-off to come. Trites is down for Nanaimo against Connolly for New Westminster. The Bellies in their familiar red with the whites and the blue trim. Nanaimo in their whites with the red and the black. And we zoom right in on the first contested battle of this game, and the ball goes all the way back down towards Maximenko. He's going to reel his way out to Plants, look for a down floor outlet, and he's got one. First possession, New Westminster, as they try and charge ahead, led by Sonnen. Holding the ball high away from Andrew Bowman, Nanaimo's captain. Sonnen moves it back to Kessler at center court, quickly moved in for Aiden McDonald. There's an Aiden McDonald on either side. That's not confusing, is it? Nielsen moves it to McDonald. On the run, throws it across floor. Board looking towards the middle. He's got Nielsen in tight to the goal, and he made a move, but he was in the red paints, and you see how dangerous Nielsen is there, Kara. Yes, absolutely. That was a great crease dive attempt. Timberman ball towards center court. Probably Nanaimo's transition ace, Aiden Collery, really. He moves the ball back to Bowes, and Timberman come up floor. Lutweiler from his wrong side, put it across. Now he's got Blake Miracle. Miracle, cross floor to Ty Pilkington. Pilkington, Lutweiler, Miracle, thought about shooting it. Being well guarded, throws the ball to the side. Matt Bowes spinning, only 4 on the 30. Bowes tried to drive in, got the shot, and that one just off the bar, but he got the reset. That was a nice, solid effort to get that reset, Kira. Yeah, it was a great effort by Matt. He had that guy all up in his hands, and he managed to get the shot off across his body. Murphy recovers for Nanaimo Timberman ball. 1:20 in, opening stance. Nanaimo has another offensive set here, and Matt Bowes will be the guy to take it. Bowes to Pilkington, shoots it down the side wall. Outside opportunity here. Moved across floor, and Schmidt throws it in deeper. Running chance for Bowman. Bowman goes cross floor. There's an underhanded shot from Pilkington, and that was stopped. And the loose ball recovered by New West, and Pilkington can really fire. At center court, it's Kirby for the Bellies. Kirby lost the ball. Good aggressive work there by the Timbermen defensively. The lady picks it up. Riley Alexander for the Salmonbellies to Aiden McDonald. McDonald moves the ball down and in. He's got Lady stepping to the middle. Fires it cross floor. Alexander from there. Thought about loading it up. Now he's double teamed, so he gets it to McDonald. Takes the ball in a bit tighter with a shot, and Keegan Aquino made the save. And Nanaimo did well there. They forced a shot right at the end of the 30, Kara. Yes, it was a good double team there on that one player. He was about to take a shot, and they managed to get 2 sticks on him, so he chose to pull it out, and it slowed them down on offense for sure. Blake Miracle throws it back, playing some catch here along with Schmidt. Miracle. Now it's Lutweiler playing it in. He's got Bowman as they move it across left and right. Angle look, and there's a drive towards the net, bouncing free and taken back by Sonnen. Sonnen had the stick knocked out of his hands. He's a big body, and he still is able to take down Schmidt, but in doing so, draws the penalty, and maybe that stoppers, that possession call against Sonnen might have been a really good one to take. Yeah, that was a good hustle play by Schmidt there to get the ball back on offense. Nanaimo setting up after the possession call there on Sonnen. Pilkington from the outside to Miracle. Miracle, interior pass, and there's a great save by Maximenko on Logan Schmidt. Nanaimo trying to get that reset ball. Still bouncing against the wall. Sonnen finds it again. This time he has a stick. Moves towards center court. Drops it back. Regetzi controls. Early in this lacrosse game, still no score on the board. Nanaimo's had that crossbar hit from Matt Bowes. Here's Board outside look, a low shot, but off the target. Ball back towards the center line. Nielsen took a jam there as he was being checked against the wall. Nanaimo brings it back with Collery. Collery, a forward pass. The Timbermen with Siobhan, the newcomer. Acquired at the deadline for the Timbermen. Now Andrew Bowman moves up the right-hander. Bowman loads, fires one,
nice
scores!
Shot.
You can't shoot it, Kira, any better than that.
No, that was literally a perfect shot in the top left corner of the net. There wasn't much the goalie could do there. I think it honestly took him by surprise because most goalies expect you to set it up on offense when you first bring the ball down, and I think Andrew just saw the hole there and took it.
Maximenko's a tall goaltender, so you think probably if the shoulders are up, there's not that to hit from Andrew Bowman. But as I said, you can't hit it any better than he did just inside the post on the far side. I don't even think you look at the goalie and say he could have done anything different, Kira.
No, absolutely not. That was really just a textbook shot there.
Bowman with the tally, Timberman with the lead. 1-0 game as Borg throws it to Glanville. McDonald in control for New Westminster. Moves it to Nielsen. Nielsen being pushed back. Other side, Alexander wants some space, gets it to Glanville. Glanville all loaded up, deals it into Nielsen. Nielsen a shot, hoping to hit that short side late in the possession. Alexander's after the loose ball and shot clock violation. The Nanaimo's been really strong here. They're not letting anything here early in the possession happen.
Yep, I feel like they're talking well on defense. They're all moving their feet, getting on their players. So, yeah, it's looked locked down on our defensive end so far.
Matt Bowes well up top. Sends it across the other side. Lutweiler tries to hang on Rich. That one hit the bar as well. Some bars here.
Yep, I think that's maybe the second or third post you've hit so far.
Bowman's shot was just inside the bar for the game's only goal. Running chance for Kessler. Kessler hanging on. Deals it in for Nielsen. Couldn't settle the ball down. Lady's going to try. Nielsen pushing and shoving with DeWitt. Nanaimo takes the ball away. Timberman will come towards center court. Gunderson trying to move it forward. Gunderson's an excellent runner and did well to hang on to the ball there and feeds Andrew Bowman. He's going to settle it down. The game's only goal scorer, just over 5 minutes in. Half a possession to go here for Bowman. Works deeper, throws back for Matt Bowes, but he couldn't quite catch it. But if that was open, it was going to be a dangerous, dangerous opportunity and almost an opportunity for New West to run the ball back quickly with Hinson there. But now it's Borg. Nanaimo got back defensively really well. Glanville tries to make a move to the front. Glanville gets in tight. Couldn't get the shot. He's in behind the net. 12 on the 30 for Glanville. Takes a push. Nice move on one. Gets to the front. Glanville in with a shot, and Keegan Aquino held the arm up. But that was a great run, Kira, from Glanville.
Yeah, that was an impressive cut to the net. He managed to beat multiple defenders on that play, but big stop by Keegan.
And looks for some short transition. That might be the best sequence New West has had all game, Kira.
Yeah, that was a great sequence, but Aquino came up big again, controlling the rebound like that, was able to stop their offensive set and get the ball back in the Timberman sticks.
Blake Miracle moving towards the dotted crease in front for Matt Bowes. He fakes, and he was in the paint before he got that shot. Maximenko did well to stay with him, though.
Yeah, he was right there. Stayed up high so Matt couldn't drop it over top of his shoulders.
Aiden McDonald on the outside. Has a couple of Timbermen going to him. McDonald shakes Gunderson. Ball in and out of his stick. Loose at the front, and Alexander had a beat on it, but couldn't get the shot. DeWitt's going to run for Nanaimo. Strong up the middle. 80 is with him. DeWitt hanging on. Looks at Blake Miracle. That's where the ball goes. Miracle being watched. Puts it in behind the goal. Pilkington from there on his way out front. Pilkington hangs on. Deals it across for Matt Bowes. 10 on the 30. Bowes trying to get loose. Two guys on him, though, so he drops it in for Pilkington. Pilkington spins. Breaking towards the crease. There's a shot. He was just trying to get a reset, but the goalie did well to make sure there was no reset there for Nanaimo.
Yep. It's a big one that coaches want to see the goalies work on is taking in those rebounds. It's great to make the save, but it's even better if you can hold on to the rebound. And it's much harder in lacrosse than it is in other sports like hockey or soccer.
New West ball. Kessler Nielsen, Lady, puts it back up to the top. Alexander plays in Kessler, running, feeding. There's a shot just off the mark from Glanville and a scoop by Collery. Collery coming towards center court. Brings out the offense here. Collery sets it up, deals it across floor. Outside opportunity. DeWitt has stayed out there, winds and fires one, and that was kicked away by Maximenko, and New West is going to take the ball. Open man at center court. Egebretten on the run, coming towards the nets, takes the ball in. The transition guys staying out there for New West, and now the offense will come out led by Aiden McDonald in this 1-0 Nanaimo lead. Andrew Bowman, the game's only goal scorer. McDonald plays in Nielsen. 72 points. We're waiting to see if his offense looks as good as it did the last time earlier in June that New West was here. Gunderson trying to steal the ball, works towards center. One away by Nielsen, wanted to beat the 30, put it on net late, and that was stopped by Aquino. But once again, Kira, Nanaimo really strong defensively.
Yeah. Good pressure by Gavin Gunderson out there. He's just a very hard-working player, and he'll always be on the ball, not letting them get any chances.
Andrew Bowman moves it to Schmidt. Bowman again. Cross-floor feed, outside look, and there's a bomb off the target. Rebound, Logan Schmidt, Maximenko, a huge save. The ball is loose. Boris Maximenko, that was tremendous, Kira.
Quite the diving save there. Very athletic save by the goalie.
10:42 left opening period. Oh, almost a chance for Sonnen. He had leaked in behind the Timberman defense. Dives to stab a ball free, but only DeWitt is there, and he gets it to Andrew Bowman. The Bellies have to get back on defense.
That's the second time now that Andrew Bowman's got caught on defense, so we haven't seen him on offense as much in the last half of this period.
A guy that truly believes that he has to be the man to do it all as the captain, and so if there's a defensive shift that needs to happen, Bowman's going to take it. So much pride in the team that his family's such a huge part of. Borg hangs onto it at center court, almost halfway through the period. Just the one goal thus far by Bowman. Nielsen takes a push. Hawley stays with him. Nielsen continues to control. Throws it back. Here's Lady. Shoots one. Aquino closed up. Big rebound is there. Is this a New West reset? Nanaimo feverishly trying to win that ball forward. Collery gave it up to Board, and now he is checked by Wong. Bellies get the reset ball and move it up. Lady on the run to the middle, a shot, and Aquino once again closed up, and there's that little short rebound that he controlled that you were talking about.
Yeah, that was a great control by him. Now look at us with a transition opportunity.
There's 80 with a shot, and Maximenko able to keep that ball out. It's free and beside the net for a quick moment, but Maximenko's got it. Looks for the outlet ball, and big save at one end, big save at the other. New West with a low roller towards the front, and Gunderson read it well on the bounce. High feed. Caban trying to run onto it, but it's taken away by New West, and Egebretten brings the ball over center court, wants to bring out the offense here, which neither team has really had those long looks that they would like, and multiple resets, at least yet. That might change as periods tend to have a different feel to them in lacrosse. DeWitt moves it back to Bowman. DeWitt stays out on offense, takes the ball, gets it to Schmidt. Schmidt a bit further down the wall, move to the side. Bowman's up top. He's the quarterback here. Trying to clear up room is Schmidt, and there's a shot by Bowman, but Maximenko did well to hang on to it, and outlet by the goalie to Borg, and New West is going to try and push Nanaimo back as they bring the offense out. Borg gets center court, moves it into Lady. Lady, Aiden McDonald. Hawley, nice job to stay with him. Nielsen to Lady, running towards the top. Cross floor feed. Feed towards the middle, a bouncing ball. McDonald couldn't take it. Up for grabs here. Siobhan just drilled Lady down, and Nanaimo's going to take the ball anyway, but Siobhan playing it physical in his first home game with Nanaimo, Kira.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Brad Dugan the other day because he coaches my team too, and he was quite excited about having another big defensive presence on that end.
Miracle and Bose play catch. Half a possession for Nanaimo here. Pilkington moves it down low to Lutweiler. Makes a move, trying to penetrate with a little shot. Maximenko once again able to stand his ground. Egebretten's going to move the ball forward. Gets towards center. Lots of room to run, and he's going to. Takes the ball in tight, couldn't shoot it. Glanville's trying to get open out in front. Still Egebretten trying to crease dive play, and Keegan Aquino read that extremely well, Kira.
Controlled the rebound excellently after as well. Great transition pass, and now here we go up into the offensive end again.
Hall moves up, has the late man. It's Andrew Bowman. Bowman trying to get some room in front. Is Caban. Ball towards the front. It bounces loose at the side, bouncing around in feet. Still loose. Won finally and moved ahead by the Salmonbellies. Kirby under 7 minutes to play in a very fast-moving first period, and that's not easy to do. Kira, you talked about the heats and the players not showing any ill effects, at least so far.
Yeah, well, exactly. This is the sort of game that coaches would call it's turning into a bit of a track meet. It's like rushed offensive possessions, and then the ball is just constantly in transition. It's not what you want on a day like today.
There's Nielsen putting one in. Easy stop for Aquino. Nice outlet ball, and he's got DeWitt. Man off the bench to join on the other side is Pilkington. He plays it into Matt Bowes, launches a shot off the arm of Maximenko. This is a reset if Pilkington can get there, but it's going to be New West instead, coming forward, led by Hinson. Up to Tyson Nielsen, the captain of the Salmonbellies. Moves it back to Glanville. Glanville sets it up slowly. Deals in the late man. Board against the wall. Outside opportunity for Kessler. Kessler, bouncer. Lucas Nielsen was trying to get there. He couldn't. Nicely won by the Timbermen. Up they come towards center court. Wong is on the ball. Wong played it back across, but pass didn't work out. Now Hull's going to have to try and take this and hold it in. He does. Nice recovery, and Blake Miracle has it. And still 15 seconds on the 30. Miracle outside chance. 10 seconds. Still Blake Miracle. Sets up Bowman. Bowman loaded up. Andrew Bowman all the way to his wrong side. Put one off the target. He just needed to try and beat out the 30, and that's a really good defensive sequence for New Westminster, Kira.
Yeah, they didn't let Andrew come across the top there like he wanted to take a shot. They stayed right in his hands and forced him to run all the way over to his wrong side.
Official shots, 13-7 in Nanaimo's favor. New West looking for a grade A chance for Alexander, but he was well marked by Murphy as the ball goes to the top. Aiden McDonald goes cross floor. Lady setting up Alexander. Alexander, overhand delivery. Aquino the save, and Collery finds that loose ball, takes some contact, and he's going to bring Nanaimo forward. Has a man at center court, but he says, I'm going to keep this, run it myself, and set up Matt Bowes off the bench.
Yeah.
The left-hander.
Nanaimo's probably looking to slow the ball down here. Seeing some fatigue on the bench, so they probably want to get a nice long offensive possession to give the defense a break.
10 on the 30 for Matt Bowes. Bowes goes cross floor. There's a drive from Aiden McDonald. Nanaimo's Aiden McDonald. Nanaimo's is wearing 26. New West is wearing 22. New West possession, 4:23 remaining in the opening period. Still just the one goal by Andrew Bowman, and he had to make a perfect shot to get it. Just inside the bar, up over the shoulder of a very strong Boris Maximenko, who's played well in the opening 20 minutes. Lady has the ball, setting up a Salmonbellies attack. Kessler leaks out to the top. Lady makes a step. Back over to Kessler. Kessler, overhand shot. Aquino made the save. Rebound is loose. Kessler looking for the recovery. Caban with a hard push into the corner. And New West is going to get a fresh 30, but wow, that was quite a shot from Caban.
Yeah, that was a great bounce shot. Keegan Aquino definitely had some trouble tracking that one, just managed to make the save. But you could tell it was a tough one because he wasn't able to control the rebound there. Kessler
goes cross floor. Lucas Nielsen working down low. Just outside the paint, jumps into the paint, put the ball in. Nice effort, but just couldn't avoid the crease.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play by DeWitt to push him in the crease there.
Lake Miracle has lots of room. Walking in, feeding it across, and now Matt Bowes on the return. Shoots, he scores! Wonderful passing.
That was a textbook transition play there. I'm sure all the coaches will be very happy about that one. It was like tic-tac-toe, 3 quick passes and in the back of the net. Defense didn't quite know what to do about it.
What does it mean as a group of shooters there to not allow a goalie to get their feet set?
Yeah, that's in the replay here you can see like the goalie didn't even know where to look because there was a shooter on either side of the crease and 2 shooters up top with only 3 defenders, so he was not able to get set when Bowes had the ball there. So it was just an easy short side finish for Matt Bowes.
Nanaimo's the team, I don't think it's a secret, that their lefties on offense are the strongest.
Yes.
When you've been on teams, is there often one side that is a little bit stronger than the other that, other teams will try and key on, but that's where your offense is?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. It's funny, too, because usually it's the right side that's the strongest, but this team definitely has some powerful lefties. They got a new left-handed offensive player this year, too, Blake Miracle, who's from Ontario, to add to that depth on the left side. I think they're actually running their power play lefty strong, so they have 3 lefties. That's a goal. Both goals so far have been scored by lefties, so Nanaimo's definitely got some star power in the lefty side on offense.
The ball movement's as much responsible for the goal as the finish was, but well executed for Matt Bowes. Timbermen with their top 2 scorers leading the attack thus far. Not a surprise. McDonald for New West to Alexander, trying to shimmy down low. Still Alexander, cross floor, Nielsen, good look, and he just missed the short side. Aquino was just stepping, and there was a bit of room on that short side. He just couldn't hit it. Yeah,
he had lots of time and space to get that shot off there, just couldn't quite hit the goal. But Brad Dugan, the defensive coach, would not have been happy about how much time he had to wind up for that shot.
Timbermen have it. Andrew Bowman. Bowman moves it in. Schmidt sets up Lutweiler. Logan Schmidt again. Down and in for Bowman. Bowman takes a look. Has to move it out to Aiden McDonald. Lutweiler. Bowman again. Bowman to Lutweiler. Trying to move towards the front. Lutweiler moves to the crease. Tried to dive in, but once again in the paint. And both teams are really guarding, so if you're making a crease dive, you're having a hard time staying out of the paint. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a tough play to make because you have to get up on your toes to get around the crease, but as soon as you get up on your toes, it's pretty easy to push you right in there. Outside look for Lady, a shot and well stopped by Aquino. Huge rebound. Wong nearly scooped it, and a hard push, and that's the second big knock by Siobhan. There's another one there. Certainly endearing himself to the coaches and teammates. His board comes in tight, and Keegan Aquino goes down, and the ball in behind him. That was a hard run to the crease, and Board paid a price, but he gets it by. Yeah, that was a great reach around by Borg. Keegan Aquino thought he was covering the whole net there, but he just managed to squeak it right over top of his left glove. Board had built up so much speed as he made that cut. As a goalie, when a guy is at full speed like that, it's almost impossible to time as you come across because he's moving faster, obviously, than you are to stand still. Exactly, yeah. And we were just talking about how difficult the crease dive is. And then here it is executed perfectly. He got a big, powerful jump so that he couldn't be pushed in before he got his feet off the ground. And you saw it there, tiny fake, and then the delivery, and that's where Aquino has no chance. Yep. Bellies on the board. 2-1 Nanaimo Timbermen. Late in the first period. We'll see if that maybe leads to a little bit more offense between these two teams. That being said, only one team has been in double figures in the season series. That was New West, who hit 10 in their last win. The other 2 games, neither team hit double figures, and Nanaimo only at 6 in that loss the last time New West was here. So you can expect that this is probably going to be a game that caps out around 8 or 9. There's a ball to the front. Loose to the side for Schmidt on his wrong side. Runs in behind, takes a defender with him. Nielsen's right on him, knocks the ball out. Only 8 on the 30 here. Now Nanaimo with a bit of time. Miracle tried to take a feed down low, got it, and tried to rip it in over the shoulder. Desperation attempt there, Kira. Yeah. Blake Miracle, if you watch him out there, number 7 on white, he has some very impressive stick skills. That was a Twizzler attempt where he turned and shot it on his wrong side while still holding it in his left hand. Board outside look. Aiden McDonald, Lucas Nielsen into the final minute now. Nielsen has shot, and that one hit the outside post, and you can see Nielsen, Kira, wants that short side. He does want it, yeah. He's hit that post a couple times today, I think. In behind the net's McDonald. DeWitt watches the front. McDonald takes his time. Now he's going to move out. There's Board with a shot. Scores! Second for Cooper Board. And a different kind of shot than the last one. A crease dive and then an outside rocket. Yeah. That's a very versatile player right there. You know, you can get one in tight, and then that one was way out, probably 30 feet outside of the net. That was a different look on offense than we've seen from New West so far. They got a guy behind the net, kind of forced the defense to turn their heads a bit, and then they were sending a bunch of cuts and were able to find Board open up top. He had
if you watch this replay, he had quite a bit of time and space before we could catch him on defense there, just enough to get that shot off before the goalie or the defenders really knew where he was at.
Is part of that, you can see there that when you're behind the net, the goalie can't step out on that shooter, so all of a sudden the angle's so much bigger.
Exactly, yeah. He doesn't want to step away from the back of his net when there's someone behind him because someone could shoot it off of his back. So Okino had to stay nice and tight, and then that left that opening there for Ward.
New West, a big comeback in the shots on goal, and Nanaimo had 13-7. Now it's 14-13. So you look at the shot differential, and right now it's a one-shot differential, but Nanaimo was the team on the front side of that for so much of the opening period until now, and they do get at least possession off the face-off here. And Nanaimo right away calls the timeout, 33.8 seconds left. Now, when you're looking 6-on-5, what are the coaches talking about for the Timbermen on this 6-on-5 scenario?
You definitely want to wait a little bit before you take that shot. If you go down there, shoot right away with 30 seconds left still, that gives New West an entire 30-second possession if you don't find the back of the net. So what you want to do, run down the clock, wait till there's about 10 or less seconds left, then you're going to go for that play that they draw up for you, go for your shot. That way, if you don't score and New West gets the ball, they don't have enough time to come back down and score a goal on us.
When you're drawing up a play, is it designed to know who's going to take that shot, or do you take what's given?
You take what's given for sure, yeah. Like you'll have kind of a primary look that you're looking to get, but there's always guys who, you're going to set a pick here, roll off, and either the guy coming around the pick's going to be open or the roller will be open.
There you get a look at the last few goals. The 2-0 tally by Matt Bowes, and a couple of different looks at Nanaimo's passing play.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be looking to get some quick passing in this 6-on-5 attempt here as well. Oh, looks like they're going to go 5-on-5. But here they are waiting for the clock to run down a bit before they go for that last shot attempt.
That surprised me. I thought for sure they were going to go 6-on-5 too, and maybe that's a bit of deception on the part of the Timbermen coaches.
Yeah, for sure.
A differential of 3 game clock to shot clock, so they can't exactly wind it down to nothing. Now they move in with Bowman to Miracle. 4 on the 30. Miracle, cross floor. Pass eluded Pilkington. Bellies breaking. Have to shoot in a hurry. Egebratton couldn't do so. And the first period comes to a close, 2-2 tie. The first 2 for the Timbermen, the second 2 for the Salmonbellies. And I think when you look at the period as a whole, you'd say that's probably a justifiable score. Both teams had their good chances. Nanaimo had the better of it maybe in the earlier stages, and then New West came on late. And 2-2, I don't know, to me here seems like a fitting score.
Yeah, I agree. I think, Nanaimo had the early momentum. They had some good looks early on. They had a couple posts. They got that nice early momentum goal by their captain. That's always a big one on the bench to bring the energy up. But then New West had some good defensive sets and managed to claw their way back into the game and get some momentum going on the other end.
So the story, without question, Cooper Bourne for the new Westminster Salmonbellies with both of the goals. And for Nanaimo, the story, the lefties, as a couple of left-handers hit the back of the net, and Andrew Bowman, and also a left-hander, Matt Bowes. And in just a couple of moments, we're going to head down to bench level and talk to a great coach and a great player from my youth in Russ Hurd, the coach of the new Westminster Salmonbellies, a guy that is always very gracious as we head down to bench level now, and we'll join Dustin with the Russ Hurd.
Crane Arena with Russ Hurd, the head coach of the new Westminster Salmonbellies. So, Russ, what's it going to take to pull ahead in this game?
Well, I think the first period was kind of what we expected. Kind of a slow start for our defense, but they're two teams that are scrapping out, that are right in the thick of things, trying to make the playoffs. So, I figured it'd be a low-scoring, tight game, and it's exactly what it was the first period. And it's going to come down to who wants it a little more, hopefully, and who pulls ahead. Just everyone. At this point of the season, this is our third time playing each other. Everyone knows what the other team does. It's just a matter of who executes a little better.
You got it, man. Absolutely. So where are you guys at in the standings right now?
We are 8-8, so we have a mathematical chance of getting into the playoffs still. So if we win today and we win on Tuesday, then we still need some help from other teams. We don't control our own destiny, but there's still a shot.
Absolutely. And what would you like to see from your players this afternoon?
You know what? We're a young team, but they give us a great effort every night out. and just a matter of limiting the mistakes. And like I said, the execution, if we can do that well, we have a chance of winning.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for your time, Russ. All right, we'll see you soon, eh? Okay, back to you guys in the office there. Bye.
Thank you very much, Dustin and Russ, down at bench level, and we're going to get a chance to see some different junior highlights. We're going to see the junior ladies Timbermen and some of their highlights, so, similar side to what the BC Junior A Lacrosse League just ends. A bit of a hint, you're going to see Kira in some of these highlights as well.
Welcome to Game 1 of 3 for the Island Playdowns between the Nanaimo Timbermen ladies versus the Victoria Eagles. There's Kira loading up, shot, and they score. Power play goal early from the Nanaimo Timbermen. Nanaimo scores quickly on their power play. Back to Thomas. Back to Kira up top. She's looking. There's a pick from down low. Comes up front, shot. Oh, nice save. Victoria goalie tested here early in this power play. Here's Severin cutting in, shot, scores! 2-0 Nanaimo Timbermen on 2 power play goals. Here's Kira, shot by Reese, shot, she finds the corner. Reese gets her first goal of the season. No better time than Game 1 here at Carey Park. Nanaimo 3-0. How important is that forecheck?
Oh, the pressure is really good today, and it's so important because if you can,
Henderson, sorry to cut you off. Big, we're talking about the forecheck. The forecheck makes a turnover.
It makes a turnover every time.
Big pass to Henderson, and what did you see in that play?
It was a very controlled pass. I took time to slow it down. Hendy took time to slow down and make a shot, pick a corner, and she buried it.
Big breakout for Nanaimo. Transition, Henderson shot.
I thought that went in.
I thought it went in too, but it looks like it hit the post or the goal. He shot,
nice.
But who follows that up? Severin, you're familiar with. Severin, your sister, scored her second goal of the game.
Yes, that was a good pickup, good look. Great shot.
Down low to Gregory with a nice pass early to Kira. Shot, Kira
nice.
Scores. Okay, you take a penalty, the Victoria scores on that power play. What do? Come
get it back.
Yeah, get it back, and that's what Kira does. Nice little ball movement. Gregory up to Kira. Shot. Here's Severin. Henderson's getting up. Should make her way to the bench for a change. Severin trying to bounce off some checks. Shot.
Yeah!
Scores. Severin.
Beautiful shot.
Gets a hat trick here in this game. How big is that goal?
That was a big goal. That was a good one. Getting them up by another one. That was perfect. That's Charlie.
Oh, it's Charlie. Thank you very much. Oh, they
nice.
Scored. Goal. That's Lauren in front of the net. Lauren always in front of the net, battling through checks. Constant. What happened there? Just
right off the rebound of the goalie, picked it up and just buried it.
Here we go. Nanaimo wins Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. 8-4 is the final.
For sure.
Doing a good job keeping this game in check here.
That's what you need in the game with.
Severin shot. Oh,
and that's a goal.
They got it. What a beautiful play. Severin gets her 4th goal here of the playoffs.
And we got Ireland. We are out there too. Ooh, good move, Abe.
Swims on, scores. Avery Winchell. Thoughts on that goal, Kira?
That was a great move. Avery's had a lot of chances this game already, so I'm really happy to see her bury one. They only have 8 seconds left, so that's it.
Elise, big. How on earth did she hit that? Are you telling me the coach drew that up on the drawing board? Because that just looked like a Hail Mary.
Yep. There was 4 seconds left in the shot clock. She knew she needed to get a shot off, and I think Marin might have lost sight of that one.
Here's Thomas. Or Winchell. Winchell down low. Here's Henderson.
Go.
Oh!
Yes!
Ireland gets called up here in the game. A chance to play with her sister, and she gets the goal to restore the 2-goal lead. Kira, tell me, what did you see in that play?
That was a great play by Ireland. I loved watching that girl play.
There's 30 frames in a second.
Yeah.
The shot happened.
Nice save, V.
Trying to control the ball. Now he's being aggressive, but nice save by V.
We need to give the penalty kill a break after.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, great pickup by Avery.
And they do it. Nanaimo wins the best of 3 series. They're going to provincial. Kieran, please go to your team. Kieran's gone. They go to cheer on with their team. The Nanaimo Timber ladies are going to provincials once again.
This is Rogers TV.
Ball taken by loose down for Adamson, who was drilled in front. From Gavin Gould to the clipper line, Hookinson belted him down. Working in Canada's national sports is an amazing luxury and a bonus. Lipstow to the front, man scores! It was not something that I ever planned for. I always hoped I might get to be a hockey announcer one day. I thought I had a good face for radio. Potentially I might have a good voice for radio. And if I was going to be involved, I thought play-by-play for sports would be a great thing to do. Cutting right, stick handling, great move, walks in, Reppel puts it on goal, Brasso scores on the rebound. It's a lot of fun to be a part of something like that, where you're not grinding away at a job you don't like. You're doing something that, quite honestly, you would like to do anyway, even if there wasn't any pay for it. I'm in an arena almost every month of the year. It's a fantastic tradition to be a part of, and it is special. Spinning, McComber in alone, scores! Teoshin Tate McComber, an overtime winner in Nanaimo.
The Rogers TV volunteer program has given me an amazing opportunity to practice broadcasting and filmmaking in a fun, enthusiastic, and encouraging atmosphere. Working under the producers and technicians, I've learned so much for my skill set in the industry. I've learned everything from editing to camera work to using audio boards and to using media switchers. Rogers TV has helped me build a portfolio and gain the skills that I'm looking for. If you aren't already a volunteer, I highly recommend you check out your local Rogers TV.
Nanaimo Timbermen with the first 2 goals, the Westminster Salmonbellies with the second 2 goals in this 2-2 lacrosse game at Frank Crane Arena, and we'll show you some of the first period highlights.
The first goal, just a perfect shot by Captain Andrew Bowman to get his team going. Hit that top left corner, goalie, not much he could have done there. Not much more you can ask for. Timberman's second goal was a beautiful transition play. They had a 4-on-3, utilized some quick passing to find Matt Bowes open with a quick short side shot. Goalie couldn't get across the crease quickly enough, and that put the Timbermen up 2-0 to start the game off. New West answered with this amazing crease dive. It was an impressive jump up. He managed to not get pushed into the crease like we saw multiple players do beforehand, and then answered back almost the next shift after with an amazing shot from the outside by
Cooper Board, who's had such a great game for New Westminster. Goals at 18:08 and 19:26, so you're right, almost back-to-back shifts for those 2 goals by the Bellies after Bowman and Bowes put the Timbermen up. Very fast pace to the first period. Nanaimo gets possession on the opening draw here, and up they come, led by Wong. Man off the bench, it's Bowman. They feed him. Bowman looks and fires, and that was stopped by Maximenko. Bowman gets the reset, flings it out front. Tried to take it was Aiden McDonald, couldn't do so, but the Timbermen do get it. Logan Schmidt walking down towards the dotted crease, setting up an offensive attack here. Pilkington back across, Schmidt to Pilkington. Pilkington waits, delivers to Bowes, and now Bowman from the angle. Hard feed across, tried to hit McDonald. Ball goes right back to the guy who passed it, Bowman. Only 4 on the 30. There's a shot from the side. Reset opportunity, but Eggebratton did well to get in the way, but he was stripped immediately, and Nanaimo gets the ball back here, and Nanaimo really good on getting these loose balls back.
Yeah, Schmidt is really, I think he's got 3 loose balls since he stepped his foot off on the floor this period. That's huge. You know, it's something that doesn't get talked about as much on teams as like, oh, this player scores a lot of goals. A player that gets a lot of loose balls is important on both ends of the floor as well.
Collery out on offense to Schmidt. Matt Bowes holds it, delivers. There's McDonald off the goalie, off the pipe, out of play, and once again, Nanaimo gets another reset. That was a nice shot from Aiden McDonald.
Yeah, that was very close. Hit the inside of the post, just didn't quite make it into the net.
Miracle and Bowman play catch the lefties. Miracle on the run. Cross floor. Aiden McDonald runs through the middle to run some interference. There's an overhand shot, but off the mark from Lutweiler. Nice recovery by Pilkington. Still lots of time in the possession. McDonald puts it across the Bowman. Miracle runs a pick. Bowman all loaded up. Now passes for Pilkington. Overhand shot. Scores right through the wickets.
That was a great shot by Pilkington. A place you definitely want to aim in lacrosse on goalies is as they're moving, if you shoot it down towards in between their legs, like the 5-hole, if you can get them while they're moving, there's a lot of holes down by their sticks on the move. When they're standing set, that's not somewhere you really want to aim, but that was definitely the time to shoot for the stick. So as you can see, Bowman hits him up top. He takes a second right between the legs of New West goalie. That was a great bounce shot. And a great start to the period for the Timbermen. That's a huge momentum goal for them.
Well, and you obviously look at the play, the pass, and then the goal by Pilkington, but it's all those resets that put New West in trouble, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's just what I was saying. Like, Schmidt went out there, got us multiple resets. We had a great shot go off the post and out. That got us another reset. So it was a team effort to get that goal in the back of the net.
Nanaimo has not trailed in this game, but it was 2-2 after 20 minutes. Here's a look for Lutweiler to the paint. Sonnen stayed with him effectively, and eventually Lutweiler ended up in that paint. Outside look, and all the way over center court comes Nielsen. Now the fast transition in the second period could be a factor. You didn't see it that time, though.
No, not that time. The pass just kind of looped up in there and wasn't able to get to Nielsen quickly enough. But yeah, this is definitely, the second period is often where you'll see some quick transitions off the bench because the offensive players are much closer to the offensive end.
New West ball. Board puts it across. Lady had it go in and out of his stick. Feeds Alexander, loads and fires, and Aquino closed up. That shot would have beat the 30, but Nanaimo got the ball back, and here's 80 over center court. And there you see a quick man off the bench. It's walking in. Bose with a drive, and Maximeko stopped him, and Bose got the reset. That was a great look off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see a lot of that this period because, as you can see, the Timbermen's offensive gate is 20 steps from shooting range for these guys. So the coaches are going to want to get the defensive guys off early so they can get the offensive guys and look for those quick transition looks.
Pilkington, cross floor, Bose again shoots, he scores! Second of the game for Matt Bose.
That was a great shot by Bose. You know, he got robbed up high on the first shot, and so he said, you know what, I'm going to do it again. This time I'm going to shoot short side, and there it goes.
What a feed from Pilkington there. And Pilkington is such an anomaly for me because he's a big guy and he's an excellent passer. He's probably the best playmaker on the team. Unusual for a big guy.
Yeah, for sure. You expect them to be more defensive or like a powerful shooter. But yeah, those guys are so important as well. And that was a great short side shot by Bose. You know, caught the goalie on the move again. So those passes across are really working for us to get the New West goalie moving his feet.
Here we see the game's first penalty either way, and it comes early in the second period. And I think it's going to be Connolly who goes off, and it is. Got the slashing call there. And you see all of Nanaimo's biggest guns on offense have been responsible for the 4 goals. 2 by Bose, Pilkington, and Bowman. And your big players have to be big in massive games. And this is for Nanaimo a massive game to try and get closer to the top teams, get out of 4th, and maybe finish 2nd or 3rd. I don't think anyone's catching Coquitlam.
Yeah. Yeah, you never want to see all of these players on the floor at once as a defensive unit. So we'll see what Nanaimo can do here with their lefty strong power play.
Everyone gets their touch. Bose looking for the hat trick maybe. Across to Pilkington. Bose again. Flips it. Bowman thought about flipping it. Now winds. Overhand shot. Misses. Rebound. Almost went right back in. Lutweiler takes it from his wrong side. Nanaimo's got the reset. They're going to slow it down.
That was a big offensive rebound by Lutweiler to get the ball back on the power play.
Bowman, Bose, Bowman point position. Pilkington. Pilkington again. Bowman from the middle. Trying to clear up some space. Here's Bose. Pilkington. Back to Matt Bose. Moving over and feeding it across to Bowman. Bowman. Pilkington. Underhand delivery. That was stopped. High rebound and right into a fan with a stick. You don't see that very often. Nice catch. And he's keeping that ball. He's not giving it back.
For sure.
Bowman flips it. Bose, Bowman again, launches it to the crease. What a stop there by Maximeko on Lutweiler on the quick stick.
Yeah, that was great vision by Andrew Bowman to see him across on the crease, but just couldn't quite get that quick stick off fast enough.
Egebrand almost had a man off the bench in the clear. That was Aiden McDonald for the Salmonbellies, but couldn't quite make the pass, and Nanaimo gets a reprieve. Setting up the power play once more. Matt Bowes to Bowman. Miracle. Bowman. Bowes from the middle. Now he's the guy at the point position instead of Bowman. Bowman now to Bowes. Walks in. Rips it. Scores! Hat trick for Matt Bowes.
Wow. That was just a great shot. Coaches are always saying on the power play, you want to force their short man to be honest. So if you're up top and nobody slides to you when you have the ball, coaches always want you to shoot that, because even if you don't score, then the next time you go out, they have to overplay you in the middle and your wing guys will be open. So that was a great choice by Bowes to shoot that one, and that low-to-low shot just went in on the far side perfectly.
How tough is it as a goalie, do you think, when guys are going a bit more sidearm? You saw Pilkington with that overhand that worked, but that sidearm seems to be a little trickier.
Yeah, the sidearm can be tricky because especially it can reach places where the player can't necessarily see. So you think, oh, this is his angle, and then when they shoot sidearm, it can come much wider than you expect.
Nearly a break for Hawley with Siobhan. Siobhan takes from the corner angle. Hangs on to it. Sets up Collery 5-2 Timbermen. Largely on the strength of Matt Bowes with the hat trick. Aiden McDonald for the Timbermen. Everybody running through to support him. Schmidt to Miracle. Andrew Bowman feet to the front for Schmidt with a shot. Maximenko came across well.
That was a huge save. He stuck his arm out and just managed to grab the ball in his crease of his elbow and save that one.
Logan Schmidt on his wrong side too, but did well to get that away.
Yep.
Here's Nielsen trying to make a power move to the front, flips it off. Aiden McDonald for New West escapes, feeds towards Nielsen, and that's, I think, what New West wants to do, Kira. Get Nielsen the ball more. He's the top scorer in this game.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of him yet this game, so let's see.
DeWitt for Nanaimo. Sets up Miracle. 5.5 minutes in second period. Timberman on a 3-goal run here in this second stanza. 2 of them by Bowes. Outside Lutweiler, cross floor. There's Bowes again, and Maximenko gets a piece, and it goes to the goal line, but stays out, swept off the line. What a play by Marcher.
That was a huge play. Goalie had no idea where it was, so he'll definitely be thanking Marcher later on.
Hawley tries to run it, Lady. Nielsen taking out a defender. Nielsen turning, shoots one, scores! And there you see the low shot of Nielsen.
Yeah. Well, it's like he heard us down there. We said we hadn't seen much of him yet, and then he decided to get one right after we said that. So I guess we might have jinxed it. But that was just a great offensive play. He managed to get himself open with that little roll. And then the low shot just squeaked past Okino, unfortunately.
Low delivery, low shot right around the feet, and that has to be tough on the goaltender when you make a move like that. That's a nifty, improvised shot, perfectly placed. Yeah,
perfectly placed down low. A lot of times when guys are in tight, you expect them to bring it up and go high, so goalies are often standing tall when the guy's down on the crease, and so those low shots can definitely be deceptive.
That's one, don't you think New West needed to get? For sure, yeah. Timbermen were starting to run away with it there, but that was definitely a big momentum one for New West to claw their way back into the game here. On the outside, Glanville to Lady. Lady to Kessler, shoots one off Aquino. Reset chance for New West here. Nice job by DeWitt to take it away, and here comes Nanaimo in transition. Gunderson running. Gunderson drops it back towards Collery. Slower transition for Nanaimo this time. Pilkington will take it. Pilkington to Bowman. Bowman sets it up slowly. Now he's going to move his way in. Tries to shake the defender, Kirby. A pick run. Bowman shoots one, but the officials didn't like that pick. It was one that he needed to get, but the officials didn't like it. Yeah, that was a good pick. You know, a lot of times coaches tell you just keep setting them hard like that, because eventually either the refs are going to call it every single time or they're going to just start letting it go. New West possession, and we'll see, does Cooper Board have some more magic in him? A crease goal and an outside shot goal for him so far, number 39 for New West. All the talk about Nielsen by us, and Board's been the offensive weapon. Here's Nielsen now, looking for a second straight. Right to the crease and right into Aquino, and a sea of humanity in the Nanaimo paint right now. That's an aggressive net drive, and the Timbermen don't want to see that on their goalie.
No, definitely not. You never want to see anyone hitting your goalie. That's just not good. You might see next shift that player will probably see a big hit from one of the players. Maybe it'll be a chance to see our new defensive guy go out there and make a difference.
Hall puts it across floor. He's got command to Miracle. Nice job by Sonnen, forcing Miracle on the over and back. And here's Borg. New West quickly off the bench has Nielsen. Nielsen hangs on. Thought about going to the nets. Delayed call on the Nanaimo coming here. Glanville from the outside. 6-on-5 to come for New West. Maximenko gets to the bench. Kessler to the latecomer. McDonald moves it into Lady. Overhand shot. Nice stop by Aquino. Potential reset. Lady recovers. Aiden McDonald on the delayed call. New West continues to look dangerous. 6-on-5. McDonald to Kessler to McDonald again. Loads a shot, and that was stopped by Aquino. And here comes the first power play of the game for New Westminster. Nanaimo scored on theirs. The Bellies looking to do the same.
It looks like we're actually going to get 2 penalties here, unfortunately.
And right on the last shot is where that second one came.
Yeah, we got a slash and a cross check.
Big advantage here for New West as they'll go 4-on-3 with the safety valve player at center court. I always feel like 4-on-3, 5-on-3, you should score every time. I know you don't, but it just feels like you should.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a big momentum changer in the game because, for one, if the Timbermen can manage to get a defensive stop in this 2-minute 5-on-3, then that's huge for your team. Your offensive guys now need to go. They want to go get a goal for the defense to get the team moving. But it could also be huge for New West to get a couple quick ones and get right back in this game.
That was a good look from Alexander, but couldn't beat Aquino and the post. Aquino long outlet ball down court, just wants to kill some time here, and 80 a great run to catch up to that 1-on-2. 80 continues to work for the ball, and now Wong almost picked it up. 80 a dive for it, but Alexander gets away. Numbers for the Bellies. Board walking towards the middle, in on goal, shoots one off the pipe. Nanaimo recovers the ball. Gunderson has a man breaking. It's Murphy. Murphy trying to get in, and he's got his man with him. Gunderson takes the ball. Nobody wants to shoot here, and Nanaimo just wants to kill time.
For sure.
Murphy and Gunderson, excellent work there. 2 men down, double team on Gunderson. Ball comes out. Gunderson won't let anybody loose, and now finally Gifford gets away, and the Bellies can set up at the first minute of their 5-on-3. Nanaimo's done a great job of holding them at bay. Here's Aiden McDonald. Boards at the front. Nielsen takes it from the angle. Alexander to Nielsen. Nielsen, McDonald, cross floor. No quick stick opportunity there. McDonald again puts it across. There's Board, quick stick. Wonderful save by Keegan Aquino.
Great movement by Aquino to see that. I mean, when you try the same play twice in a row, I think Aquino was ready for that cross crease pass that time. But that's definitely a common look on the 4-on-3.
Collery just inside the line, strip. Ragazzi's got a breakaway. In on Aquino. Ragazzi scores! Collery was doing a great job to not get stripped, but when he lost it, Ragazzi had the breakaway. Unconventional power play goal.
Yeah, definitely an unconventional power play goal. Usually on a power play, you see them in and set up. The transition goals are a lot more rare because teams kind of get into their settled play and their systems, but a goal is a goal, and I think New West will be happy with whatever they can get. It was just a great bounce shot down low. He shot at the feet, which is where goalies don't like to be shot at. Now we've got a 1-goal game.
And you got to think a bit of a read on the offensive guys, but when you've got somebody who's a transition player that you don't see that much, Aquino has no idea what he's going to do.
I agree. I honestly feel like on the breakaways, a goalie would rather see one of the offensive guys who's already shot on him 10 times in the game than someone who he's never seen shoot before.
I'm not surprised as we look at Simon Stocks there. There's no way that he likes to see his team down 5-on-3 like that, and I'm almost certain that's what he's talking about right now.
Yeah, for sure.
This has been a highly disciplined game for both teams, and neither team wants to lose that. On a hot day, you don't want to get bogged down and have this be a 2.5-hour game with a lot of penalties back and forth. And it was just all about running in the first period, but now we're starting to see some power plays here.
Yeah, exactly. The first period was definitely a big back and forth, even strength. We might have had, did we have 1 penalty?
Yep.
Yeah, and now starting differently, but yeah, I'm sure the Timbermen will want to get back into some more even strength play for sure.
They're still down a man, but just for 13 seconds, as you saw a couple of looks at that Ragazzi breakaway. Nielsen got the rally started. Ragazzi makes it a 2-goal run. McDonald to Nielsen. Nielsen down low to the crease. Alexander gets to the middle, throws it across. Almost a fake pass, but it didn't get through as Nanaimo deflected it away, but Nielsen recovers 4 on the 30 with a shot off Aquino. Big reset chance, and there it goes. Great shot for the reset, and here comes New West again. Cooper Board outside. Alexander runs a pick for him. Aiden McDonald looked at Nielsen, put it across instead. Feed to the front on the run. Glanville a shot, and that ball bounces back towards the Salmonbellies bench. On the bench, you see the guy that we talked to in the first intermission in Russ Hurd. Nanaimo starting back. Man off the bench. It's Miracle a shot. Maximenko stopped them. Blake Miracle grabs the rebound, looks to the front, but there was some contact off ball. New West to center.
That was an unfortunate. I don't think he meant to hit the guy on the boards on that pick there, and then just made a loud noisy bang in the board, so obviously the ref's going to notice it, and we're back on defense again with a tired defensive unit.
Board drops it for Kessler. 10 on the 30. Laity all the way to the top. Cross floor feed. Here's Nielsen. Overhand delivery. Aquino kicked it to the side. Trites wanted to try and find that ball for his team, but Nielsen gets the recovery and a new 30. Board sets up Kessler. The left-hander cradles with the ball. Gets free at the top. Feet down low. Glanville in behind the net. They're setting up from that distance again. Glanville works out front, gets it to Kessler, rips one, scores. It's tied at 5-5.
That was a great shot by Kessler. He's on his offside. He's a lefty over there on that side. Just manages to get that low shot off and hit the corner. He was way out past the dotted line there. I don't know how he managed to find the back of the net, but you give a guy like Kessler time and space, and I guess he'll find it. Yeah, Brad Dugan definitely would have wanted some hands on his hands there, someone to get a stick in his face. You never want to give a shooter a few seconds of time, and when you do, they're going to find it.
New West has done really well today of going low to high, and you can see that was exactly what they were looking for there. Let's go low to high.
Yeah.
Get the goaltender to stay back on his line and then make that play to the top. This time it was Kessler. He was there in a 5-5 game, and that's the second goal that's gone direct low to high for a New Westminster marker in this game.
Yep. Get the defense with their head turned, get the goalie off back on his line, and then try and get a big powerful shot from up top, which they definitely have a few guys who can give him one of those.
Nanaimo 2-goal run, New West 2-goal run, Timbermen 3-goal run, Bellies 3-goal run. It's 5-5. And pretty much a classic late season BC Junior A Lacrosse League game. You heard Russ Hurd talk about his playoff implications. There's standings implications for both sides. New West with 16 games. This is game number 17, so they've got this game and a game later on this week at Delta on Tuesday. That's it. Nanaimo with 3 left after today, and they're at 9 wins. Lady shoots one, a bouncer, and this time Aquino made the stop. Looks for the long outlet. He's got his defenders breaking, goes short instead to Hall. For Wong just over center court. Wong sees a man off the bench. Spots him. Aiden McDonald. Cradling well on the outside. Lutweiler there to pick for him. McDonald towards Lutweiler. Pass deflected on the way through. Hard push on Laity, and that's going to be a possession call. And Nanaimo wants to be physical. We've seen that right from the first period, Kira.
Yeah, for sure. And that was a textbook pick and roll play there by Lutweiler. Just unfortunately couldn't quite get the pass off to him, but he was wide open in the middle. That would have been a great look for him.
Under 20 on the 30-second clock for Board. Board to the interior. There's a quick shot from Kessler, and that one just about found a hole. Feed to the crease. Glanville loaded up. Won't shoot it. Nielsen wants it back, and he gets it. 7 on the 30. Lucas Nielsen. Overhand shot stopped by Aquino up high. Loose, a roller. Nicely won by DeWitt away from Kessler, and the Nanaimo's going to run. DeWitt right down the middle. In himself with a shot. Maximenko holds on and made sure the rebound didn't come out. That was a good save and good rebound control.
Yeah, great rebound control there. Gave Nanaimo a maybe 5-second offensive play, and now they can keep getting. I feel like our defensive unit is getting tired here because New West has been on offense. Ever since that power play, it's kind of been New West offense ever since then. Overhand shot from Aiden McDonald is stopped by Keegan Aquino, and Murphy brings Nanaimo back towards center court. Man off the bench. It's Pilkington cutting through. Murphy flips it in. McDonald. Ty Pilkington. Andrew Bowman back to Pilkington again.
Blake Miracle. Aiden McDonald loads, fires. Maxamenko the save. Reset here for Bowman from the wall. Andrew Bowman setting up. Miracle runs a pick. Here's Pilkington. McDonald picking in the middle as well. Bowman to Miracle. Miracle puts it back across the floor. Outside Pilkington. Cross floor Bowman. Bowman loaded up. Can't shoot it just yet. Still Andrew Bowman. There's Miracle. Overhand stopped by Maxamenko. Loose ball. Schmidt off the goalie, off the post. It's bouncing in the paint. And the new Westminster Salmonbellies get a big break there. Finally, Schmidt had enough. He couldn't help himself but to reach in.
Yeah, for sure. And I talked about Schmidt earlier in those offensive rebounds. That was another one. Not a lot of guys like to go in on an offensive rebound because you're going into the corner. There's usually going to be 2 defensive guys on you. It's not really a fun situation, but he almost had a goal there, and he's had a few chances from those earlier on. He's definitely a hard-working player.
13 on the possession here for Kessler. Put it across floor for Lady. Bounces loose. Kessler on the recovery. Glanville, 4 seconds. Glanville, Nielsen, overhand. He was just hoping to beat the 30, won't be able to. That was a good stop by Nanaimo, and I think both teams have had fewer of those 30-second shot clock violations caused by their defense, but we see one there.
Yeah. It's always good to get a 30-second clock violation on the other team when you're on defense. It means you played 30 seconds of good, strong D.
Nicholas Lutweiler for Nanaimo bombs one off the mark. Ball goes in behind Bowman, and that's an over and back, and Bowman normally sure-handed. He doesn't miss too many of those.
Yeah, that one had a funny bounce to it for sure.
Game is even at 5. Shots on goal, 28-27, so within a shot. Everything about this game has been even, and Nanaimo's had a couple of, not big leads, but 2-0 and 5-2, and New West has found a run to break it. They've got the last 3. Not a fourth, though. There's a stop for Aquino. High outlet ball. Hawley takes it down. Bowman's with him off the bench. Andrew Bowman fakes again. What a stop by Maxamenko. Bowman gets the ball back.
That was a good heads-up pass by Aquino to get the ball up the floor quickly and give us a good transition chance. I know the last game I was at, Aquino was credited with 2 assists because of those heads-up passes.
Lutweiler to Bowman at the top. Lutweiler again playing catch with Schmidt. Matt Bowes. Andrew Bowman shoots one. Late in the possession, looks for the recovery. Ball in heavy traffic and nicely done by the Bellies. That loose ball could have been in an Nanaimo reset, but they couldn't get it. Ega Breton runs to center court. Gunnarsson trying to push him. Collery as well, but it's Alexander on his wrong side, deals it in. Lucas Nielsen to Cooper Board. Board sets up Alexander, 12 on the 30. Alexander takes a wrap there. Siobhan got him. Here's Glanville. Looking to deliver. Collery's with him. Glanville gets away. Now shoots one. He bounced that off the mark. And again, another shot clock violation against New West. And Nanaimo's on the move to center.
That's another good defensive set for Nanaimo. 2 in a row. Now they're going to want their offensive guys to return the favor here.
Matt Bowes, Ty Pilkington. Pilkington moves in, penetrates, missed the short side, and the ball is going to go over and back. So we've seen a couple of over and backs against Nanaimo, a couple of shot clock violations against New West, as this game has kind of started to stop a little bit offensively at 5-5.
Yeah, there was 6 fast goals at the start of this period, and now we're seeing a bit of a drought here. So let's see who can break this seal.
New West does have the momentum with that 3-goal run. Board in behind the nets. Will they go low to high again? It's worked twice. Ball comes up. Lady won't get a shot this time. Puts it in. That was looking like it was a backhanded thought in the head of Nielsen, but he couldn't make it work. There's Tyson Nielsen for New West. Gets the ball ahead to Hinson. Hinson to the other side for Glanville. Under 3 to play. Second period. It's 5-all. Glanville shoots one. And that ball is going to likely be another over and back here. Hawley trying to catch up and get a break. Hawley scoops it. Takes a hard push. Trying to keep that ball against Sonnen. Hawley doing extremely well. Has 2 teammates to help him. And Nanaimo gets possession. Pilkington has it just inside the line. Had to dump it off because he was being forced right at the center line, and that gives Kirby a chance for a steal and an outlet, but Rigazzi didn't see it.
That was a big defensive play by Sonnen for New West. He put strong pressure on both Holly and his teammate who came to recover the ball, and we really couldn't find anything there.
Matt Bowes has the hat trick for Nanaimo. Blake Miracle. Bowes moves to the interior. Miracle to Lutweiler to Pilkington. Bowes again. Lutweiler. Once again, it's Matt Bowes. Miracle makes a run. So does Bowes. He shoots, he scores. It's 4 for Matt Bowes.
Wow. Matt Bowes definitely has a hot stick today. He's hitting all the sides of the net. That one went far side, a sidearm shot. You just can't give a guy like that time and space on offense. I know that New West defensive coaches will probably not be happy that Matt Bowes was able to get another quality shot on goal. Yeah, I mean, honestly, he had some pretty good pressure there, but just got one step and was able to find a look with the sidearm shot.
And Kira, you know a lot of the players. Is there anyone that shoots a ball harder than Bowes on the Junior Timbermen?
Not really, no. I would say Matt and Andrew probably have the 2 hardest shots. Yeah, I personally wouldn't want to get in front of either of their shots anytime.
Nanaimo on a transition run, now up 6-5. Again, Nanaimo has not trailed today. Up 2-0 and 5-2. The Bellies continue to come back, but Nanaimo is so far finding the extra goal when they need it. And it's been Matt Bowes with 4 of them. Here's Andrew. Bowman shoots one, and as he was going down to the floor, he still got a pretty good shot.
Yeah, that was impressive. That caught the goalie. Wasn't really expecting it as he was on the way down, and just wide. But if that had hit the net, that probably would have been 7-5 Timbermen.
Alexander. Kessler. 15 on the 30. Kessler to Nielsen. Tries to penetrate on Murphy. Murphy went down, so Nielsen has more time to Alexander. Forced to the corner. Alexander to the middle. Launches one, and Aquino got the arm out. Glanville gets the reset into the final minute period, too. 6-5. Nanaimo leading. There's a roller as Glanville dove. Maybe a low to high chance again on the run. Here goes Alexander, or rather McDonald. Got it to the top. Shot off the target. Back towards the center line. Trying to keep that ball in was Kessler. Took the push, and an illegal push. And it's going to be Kessler's ball anyway. No, it's going to be DeWitt as the Nanaimo gets a man off the bench. It's Pilkington, but nice contact by Gifford just as Pilkington was trying to shoot.
Good hustle to get back and get that check off.
29 seconds remain, and the Salmonbellies will move to a timeout call here. So this is a bit more traditional, under 30 seconds, so the shot clock's not a factor. And Nanaimo, we saw in the first period, they went 5-on-5, which fooled us a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if New West doesn't go 6-on-5 here.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Here's a look at the Matt Bowes show. Well, that one wasn't Matt Bowes, but the rest will be.
Great shot from Pilkington.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was that bouncer between the legs. Wasn't much the goalie could do about that one. There's Bowes short side. Caught the goalie again. He was set up on his opposite post and tried to slide across, but couldn't quite make it. And there, Bowes just got some time and space on the power play. Those top 2 guys didn't slide to him. So he's like, all right, I'll take it then. And it was in the back of the net. That was an impressive play by Nielsen to get off of his defender, get that step away, and then get that little low shot. This was the confusing breakaway one for Aquino. You never know when a transition guy's going to shoot where it's going to go, and he placed it perfectly, bounce shot down by the left foot. That was a tough one for sure.
And there's the more low to high that we talked about.
Yeah, the pass from low to high, defense head on a swivel, had Keegan on his goal line, and just couldn't step out in time to get his body on that ball. And there's Bowes' 4th of the game, came around the top and just ripped one up high. Not much more you can ask for from that.
And he just barely gets away from Borg there, who was with him for most of that, but just one step and bang, the release. And that's right now the difference-making goal in this game to put it at 6-5.
That's definitely frustrating as a defender when you're right on them and they just get that one step on you, and it's like, man, I was right there, and they managed to still get it off. Yeah, it looks like we're going to see 6-on-5 here from the Bellies. I guess they're down 1 goal. They need a little more than in the first period when it was tied.
Glanville will take his time here and look for him to start to move that ball and step in when we get to 10 seconds. Nanaimo will set up their defensive wall. Ford at the left shooter spot. He's got 2 in the game. That's where the ball goes. Ford moves it in. Alexander cross floor. There's McDonald. Almost dunked it in.
That was a beautiful play.
And Nanaimo put a ball down floor right after the buzzer had sounded. But had that dunk worked, that was 6-6 right there.
Yeah.
The Bellies got a great look.
For sure. The play that the coaches drew up was definitely executed to perfection there. He was wide open in the middle. He had Okino beat, just couldn't quite hit that corner of the net.
Nanaimo with not all their coaches here today. We're going to go down to bench level momentarily, but Simon Stocks is here, Brad Dugan is here, Julian Kolb, another one of the Timbermen coaches, couldn't make it this weekend, and Coach Kolb has been a busy man this summer. He is all year round coaching in the National Lacrosse League and helping out down in Albany and helping with the Nanaimo Timbermen, and he and Simon Stocks have a very good relationship with the two of them. And I'm not sure which coach we're going to get. I was texting with Coach Stocks this week, and he said, I might have to make some coaching adjustments. It might not be me. And indeed, it's not. It's the guy that Kieran knows very well, as we'll go down to Dustin with Brad Dugan.
We got up on them early and we kind of let them back in the lead a little bit. We got them up 5-2 and kind of took a couple undisciplined penalties. So now we got to go back into the room and regroup for the third. And we got a 1-goal lead, so we got to win the next period and we win the game.
Absolutely. And what's something that you need to focus on in the third period to keep the lead here?
Defensively, we got to start stepping out on their shooters a little bit. Maybe push them a little bit more on offense. Let our offense get into their sets. I find we're throwing the ball away a little bit. We got good O's, so we got to get them in a rhythm in the third.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Brad. All right, we'll see you out there. Back to you guys.
Dustin and Brad down at floor level. A hotly contested 40 minutes, 6-5 in favor of the Nanaimo Timbermen. As I said, they have not trailed in the game, but the Salmonbellies, they will not go away, and everything is up for grabs in the final 20. We'll throw it a break and come back with what should be a very exciting third period.
This is Rogers TV.
Here are 3 reasons why your social strategies should include Rogers TV. Reason number 1 is we have hyper-local audiences. The community TV channel gives you a chance to engage with people where you live, so you really get to know your neighbors and they get to know you. Reason number 2 is we can help diversify your distribution. With social media, it's really important to be able to have a wider audience, and Rogers TV can actually help complement your online presence by delivering to a different audience. And it's actually really easy to repurpose your existing content or to just create new material specifically tailored for community TV. And finally, reason number 3 is we can help enhance your credibility and your trust. And by aligning your brand with Rogers TV, you can tap into that trust that viewers have. This can boost your reputation, especially among viewers who favor local businesses and value community involvement. 1, 2, 3. It's that easy to build your local audience with Rogers TV.
Because they give us dedication to putting on such good sports for us. I felt, how could I do this? I would love to be able to give my dedication back to them as being a true big fan of theirs. And I thought of this. Let's be a super fan. Someone had to take that spot, and I thought, you know what? I love giving that positive energy. Let me be the one to steer part of the ship while it is sailing. And I thought, let's create this whole thing and see where it goes. That's why I love to do what I do for these fans. Even if they don't quite pay attention, they know for sure I'm doing this out of heart and out of love. Let's go, Clippers!
The Rogers TV volunteer program has given me an amazing opportunity to practice broadcasting and filmmaking in a fun, enthusiastic, and encouraging atmosphere. Working under the producers and technicians, I've learned so much for my skill set in the industry. I've learned everything from editing to camera work to using audio boards and to using media switchers. Rogers TV has helped me build a portfolio and gain the skills that I'm looking for. If you aren't already a volunteer, I highly recommend you check out your local Rogers TV.
It begins with a single drop. Rain falls, collected in puddles, building up until it has to move. Gravity pulling the water down. It starts so small at first, eroding a path forward. Nature finds its way, charting the easiest route to become something larger, a part of the bigger picture, like roots extending from a tree, over every obstacle, around every corner until it reaches its destination, the Millstone River. The Millstone is a 14-kilometer river that runs from Brandon Lake to the city of Nanaimo's inner harbor. Rain and snow from Mount Benson during the winter months makes for spectacular viewing. Visitors can walk alongside the rushing water of the river as it rapidly crashes its way through the city's 36-hectare Bowen Park. Wider, stronger the water flows, stretching out as it reaches the heart of the park, one of Nanaimo's hidden gems, the Bowen Park Waterfall.
It was really taboo that I wrestled dudes, and even to this day I'll still run into, oh, it shouldn't have a man versus a woman, but I'm bigger than the man, so what's the issue?
Out of the corner. Oh! High risk is right. Oh my goodness! By his ears. Oh!
Because I'm a woman, you guys don't expect it.
This could just be no!
I love doing the unexpected.
Oh, no! The chair!
I love people being like, no way. And then it happens. Don't you put me in a box and tell me what I will and will not do, because I'll prove you wrong every time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen of Extreme.
And now, the starting lineup for your VIU I don't want to be the main focus of entertainment for the crowd. The athletes are the show. And so there's that fine line of respecting what they're doing, but also boosting and showing your appreciation for what they're doing.
Yes! Mackenzie Cox!
And the crazy thing about announcing is, too, that you can't take a play off.
Mariners basketball.
I must admit, people often will be like, yeah, they hear the hip-hop beats, and then his buddy's like, hey, the announcer, he's doing that. What? Yeah, watch. I get that a lot. I think that's just really cool. For 2 hours every game, it's just go, go, go.
Oh, my! Tori Odom magic!
I guess it's not for everyone, but wow, is it ever a rush for me.
In the second period, the Timbermen broke a 2-2 tie with a 3-goal run. New West coming back with a 3-goal run of their own. And then Matt Bowes with his 4th of this lacrosse game. He's been the story, had 3 of those goals in the second period. We'll show you all the second period highlights.
Yeah, it was an action-packed second period for sure. This one wasn't a goal. It was a great defensive play. They managed to push that crease dive attempt into the net, hitting Okino on the way. There was a great goal by Pilkington. The bounce shot between the legs of Massimo. There's another great goal. All right. And here comes the shot from Bowes. That was his first of the period. He hit short side as the goalie was coming across. Just really a textbook overhand shot. Not much goalie could have done there. And there's too much time and space. You can't give Matt Bowes time and space or he's going to find the back of the net. He just was like, hang on, I'm going to shoot this. And there it goes. This is the Salmonbellies' response here. Managed to find a step on his defender. And Nielsen gets his first of the game with that low-to-low shot. Squeaks past Okino.
Underway now in the third period. And the Bellies with a great break for Borg right away. Oh, a big save by Keegan Okino. That's his best today.
Yeah, that was a huge save. He managed to not bite on all those fakes that Borg was throwing at him and just hold his ground, stay big, stay tall, and make the save. Control the rebound as well.
What a job by New West and Borg to get open right off the face-off. A point-blank chance, but it's still 6-5 now. Glanville might get one. Spinning, getting in close, and he just missed that short side shot. Ford in the double team. He was knocked over, and Aiden Collery takes the ball. On the run over center with Hall. Timbermen want to slow it down here, bring out the offensive guys. 6-5, they lead it. Andrew Bowman moves up. He's got 4 points, a goal and 3 assists to the net himself. Bowman scores, waved off. He was in the crease. He didn't like the call.
Nope. He thought that he was in the air before he shot it, but I guess the ref must have seen his foot hit the red paint before he jumped up.
We'll get a second look. Is Bowman right, or did the officials make the right call?
I think that's a goal, to be honest with you. Looks like he stayed out of the crease. You're allowed to be in the air in the crease. You just can't be touching the ground. He was not touching the ground there.
Wow,
so
that is a close call, and I'm with you. That might be a Bowman goal if the officials had that replay angle.
Yeah, it's too bad they don't. I'm sure he'll be angry about that if he watches it back. Here it is again.
Watch his feet.
Not in the crease, not in the crease. No, yeah, that's a goal if you ask me.
Wow, that was phenomenal from Bowman.
Yeah.
I'm going to think he's watching that back at some point.
100%, and he's not going to be happy about it.
Still 6-5 Timbermen. New West ball. Lots of action already in this third period. The Borg chance, the Bowman chance, and there's one for Kessler in a high ball. Nielsen gets it, spinning away from defenders, getting in tight, avoids the paint, gets it now. McDonald shoots one, closing up Aquino. Nanaimo looking for some fast transition. Siobhan's up ahead of the play. Great run through center. How did Gunderson keep that ball?
I don't even know how he managed to do that. He kept one hand on his stick and just managed to spin out of that double team somehow.
And then Caban was just stopped in tight by Maximenko, and it's still 6-5. As I said, lots of action to open up this third period.
Yeah, both teams really want this win under their belts going into the end of their season, so it's definitely going to be a fast-paced third.
Kessler pass deflected into Aquino, and Nanaimo once again gets the ball. Short outlet this time, but bit of a miscue from Collery. Tried to whack the ball, stolen. Glanville right in, and he couldn't score. Rebound Lady to Glanville. Second chance, and Aquino stopped him. He has his feet in the paint there, but Aquino stopped him anyhow.
Yeah.
Behind the play, the officials are all wrapped up with Glanville and Collery, and I think they're both heading back towards their respective benches. I thought, maybe there's going to be penalties both ways, but they're just going to the benches.
Yeah, and those were two huge saves by Keegan Okino in a row. The first one, Glenville had all day on the crease, and he managed to, again, just hold his ground, stay big and tall, and not give him any holes. And then the second time, went for a crease dive, and he managed to just slide his arm out and make another big save. That's huge to keep the momentum going for the Timbermen in this period.
When you love the desperation from Collery to try and stab that ball away, but it ended up being a turnover, and Aquino, you just referenced it, had to be massive.
Yeah.
Here's the tripping the fall from Collery, and Aquino just staying
Glanville
right
just
with Glanville.
Stays with them, stays big.
So Timbermen from their own paint.
It looks like Brad Dugan had a moment to talk with his defensive players there during that break, so I'm sure he was wanting a bit more pressure on the ball and for them to be smart on the breakout. Dugan really likes to be careful with the ball in transition, get the ball at the floor safely, so I'm sure he'll want him to work on that.
Maximenko closed up well there with Matt Bowes looking for goal number 5 in this lacrosse game. Timbermen by 1. Gifford in transition will move off. Aiden McDonald for New West. Kessler against the wall to Board. Cooper Board. Loaded up. Chavon tried to stay with him. Here's Nielsen, shoots one. Kick save from Aquino. Big reset chance. Nielsen's got it in close, but he couldn't quite swing it over. And once again, Nielsen getting contact on Aquino as he made a strong move at the net. And they're going to whistle play. Nanaimo thought they had a transition chance coming, but they're going to call for a wipe instead. And Nielsen and Aquino are well acquainted in this game.
Yeah, that's probably the 3rd time Nielsen's gone crashing into Aquino in the crease there. Yeah, you got to respect it though. He's working hard to get to the net, and if that means having to dive through the crease, and he's willing to take those big hits into the goalie to try and find the back of the net. So it's impressive.
That takes a ton of courage on both sides.
Yep.
The guy powering his way in because he knows there's going to be contact and he's going to end up on the floor, and then the goalie who knows that he's probably going to be pushed back as well. So both athletes are showing a lot of courage in a play like that.
Yeah, for sure. And now Nanaimo's bench is not happy because they called for a wipe on the floor when we had a 3-on-2 opportunity on the offensive end. Yeah, it sounds like there's some unhappy coaches and fans.
Simon Stocks still talking about it, so is Brad Dugan, and you see Coach Stocks right there, and he's trying to laugh it off, but you know he's burning on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure when they watch this back, there will be that one followed by the Bowman goal earlier that they won't be too happy with.
Schmidt. Bowman to the front. Lutweiler was there. Nanaimo's Aiden McDonald throws a push.
Another offensive rebound for Schmidt.
Tried to hit Bowes. Bowes being forced hard by Sonnen. Ball loops back towards center. Over and back before Schmidt could get to it. Heavy hard work by Sonnen defensively, and he's got the ball for his team. Strong run here by Lady. Hawley tries to stay with him. Nielsen down the wall to Board. Board to the front. Ball picked off by Wong, and he's going to run. Defenders are back, but one of them's Board. He's not normally a defender, so now it's whipped back to Murphy, and Wong with a great run there to force New West back.
Yeah, I've seen a few breakaway goals by Wong come into these games. He's got some speed on the transition, and one of those guys that the goalies don't really expect where he's going to shoot when he does shoot the ball.
7 seconds for Bowman. Egerbratton pushing him. Bowman beat out the 30. Stiff angled shot. He was hoping it would go back to him, but instead it's Egerbratton on a strong run for the Bellies. Up and over center, 6'5" Timberman. Egerbratton takes a couple of wraps from Gunderson. Egerbratton uses his big frame to keep Gunderson at bay. Board turns. Kessler there to help him out. At the top, it's Lady. Lady, Aiden McDonald. McDonald winding, doesn't see a hole there. Now he fires one, kicked away by Aquino.
That one almost took Aquino by surprise. I don't think he was expecting a shot there.
Big reset ball for New West if they can get to it, and it's finally kept in by Kessler. Lady to the crease. Glanville faking. Still Glanville scores. Great finish by Glanville. We're tied at 6.
Wow, those were some impressive fakes. He had the defender in front of the net, Caban. He didn't know what to do because there was another guy on the opposite crease. He wasn't sure whether to take the shooter or the pass. Usually the plan is take the pass, let the goalie handle the shooter, but with fakes like that, it's a tough play either way.
And Glanville was just left wide open.
Yep.
DeWitt was thinking he had to maybe block a pass there and then just open up even more real estate for Glanville, and you talked about it. Wow, the fakes.
Yeah, he faked the pass across, forcing DeWitt across to thinking he was going to block a pass, but actually he was just faking it. Fake short side and then finished it far side.
We're tied again. The teams traded 2-goal runs. Then they traded 3-goal runs. Now they've traded goal for goal, and it's 6-all. A tie lacrosse game has been a theme this afternoon. 15 minutes remaining. And will this go down to the wire? Very good chance it will. Ball's behind the net for Aiden McDonald. Moves it out front. McDonald stopped by Aquino. Murphy scoops it. Murphy trying to get forward. Gets the ball towards DeWitt. Too high and hard. And I'm concerned about the 8-second count to get the ball over center, I think, there.
Yeah. That was a newer rule in the last few years, and it definitely has sped up the game quite a bit.
Board moving in on offense. Collery watching him. Board has 2, looking for a third, but Collery stayed with him step for step. Lady pushed down to the floor. Heavy work by Hall. Lady still has it, though. Aiden McDonald, 6 on the 30. McDonald to Kessler, launches one. Aquino kicked it to the side. Collery able to pick the ball up and whips it out to Hall. Nanaimo's up and over center. But the Bellies have had some excellent chances here in the third, and they have the only goal by Glanville just moments ago. Matt Bowes. They want to watch him closely. In goes Aiden McDonald for the Timbermen. Sends it to the side. Up to the top with it goes Pilkington. There's Schmidt, stopped by Maximenko. Rebound free. Foot race for it. Aiden McDonald takes a push. Marcher for New West up ahead with Tyson Nielsen. Marcher to the goal, getting in a shot. Big save, Aquino. Rebound batted away. Towards the Timberman bench, and the Nanaimo's going to get over center. Wong is on the run. Wants to bring the offense out. And it is tense right now. The standings are critical for both of these teams. The points are massive. Nanaimo still has other games. New West with only 1 after this. They need this result desperately. And Nanaimo feeling that same sense of desperation, even though they have a bit more time. Here's Miracle. Miracle to Bowman. Bowman cross floor, heavy traffic. Bowes for the loose ball. Gets it, scores! He's got 5.
Just who New West would not want the ball to bounce to. Bowes was just trying to get a cut across. The ball just kind of bounced out in front of him. And he's like, okay, I'll take this one. And another goal for Matt Bowes with another great shot from outside.
McDonald took the push there.
Yeah, and it just bounced out of his stick right into the stick of Matt Bowes for his 5th of the game. Quite the shot. Maximenko didn't see that one coming. I don't even know if he knew where the ball was, if he thought it was still bouncing, and all of a sudden it was in the back of his net.
Well, Bowes scoops that loose ball, and it's not one motion, it's 2, but a great scoop and then just quickly ripped it. So again, the goaltender cannot get his feet set because he's trying to track even who's going to come up with that loose ball.
Yeah, exactly. By the time he figured out that Bowes had it, he'd already got the shot off.
A 5-goal performance from Matt Bowes in a 7-6 game. Should mention too that Ty Pilkington for Nanaimo has a 5-point game going as well with 1 goal and 4 assists.
Yeah, him and Matt Bowes work very well together, I think.
And it's nice to have chemistry from one side to the other, not just on the same side.
I agree, because everybody knows about Matt Bowes and Andrew Bowman have been playing together since they were pretty much could walk. But having that righty to feed them is always good.
Hawley moving in with Pilkington. Hawley slows it down. He's going to want to get off. Plays in Andrew Bowman. Bowman thought about shooting it. Ega Bretton's guarding him well. Now the Nanaimo's going to move the ball around. The lefties. Miracle to Bowman. Bowman's got it now. Bowman escapes, but a little bit of illegal contact on the pick by Miracle there.
Now Bowman's going to get caught on defense here. He's going to see if he can get himself off the floor, and there he goes.
Smart play. Stay out there, and then as soon as you saw you could get off, bring out the defenders.
Yep.
Aiden McDonald for New Westminster. Cross floor, Kessler. Kessler to the middle. Fire, scores! It's tied again, 7-all.
Wow, that's a great answer by New West. You get down 1 and you go right back out there, get your offensive guys on the floor, and try and find that shot. Kessler with his 2nd of the game. Another great outside shot by him. He found the short side. It looks like he got 1 step on his defender, came over top of that pick. Keegan Okino couldn't even see him because there was about 3 bodies in front of him between him and the goal.
Little pick by Alexander there ended up being a big play on that goal.
Yeah, exactly. Those little picks up top can really create a lot of space for your big shooters and give them a chance where the goalie has no idea what's going on or where the ball's coming from.
Since 5-all, the teams have traded the last 4 goals. The theme has been, again, Nanaimo has not trailed in the game yet. But New West doing a masterful job on the road of just staying with it. That's all you can ask for. Be in the game in the third period on the road with a chance to win. And there's Aquino with a long distance save. Ball up for grabs. New West on the reset. Lady goes cross floor. Alexander loading up, shoots one. Aquino didn't see that, but he was in good position and he made the save.
Yeah, those ones can be tricky sometimes if it bounces off a defender's body or another player. It changes the puck's angle, just like a shot in hockey when it gets tipped. It can happen in lacrosse too.
Matt Bose to the front. There's a shot over the top from Schmidt. Aiden McDonald after the loose ball. So is Matt Bose. Egerbratton wins it. Running over center court.
Great trek by Schmidt there.
Schmidt, breakaway pass. He's got Matt Bose. He shoots and that one hit paint and post. Wow, that was close.
So close. Another hustle play by Schmidt. He's really been impressive this game in getting those opportunities for his teammates.
Another steal, this one by Gunderson. Potential breakaway again, this time it's Hawley scores!
Yes! Just like we said earlier, sometimes those transition players, I mean, he hasn't had a shot yet this game because he's a defensive guy, so he comes down and the goalie has no idea what he tends to do. He doesn't have any idea of his tendencies. You saw Bose just come down with the same chance, but goalie had him figured out. Now here comes Shiloh Hawley. One fake, just puts it where the goalie isn't, and that'll do it.
Well, the importance of those ball battles, especially up high in the zone where if the defender wins it, the offensive guys are all ahead of the play.
Yeah.
And they were caught twice, the Bellies, and Nanaimo made them pay it the second time. And there you see Hawley maybe a bit out of gas after a great run like that and a beautiful goal.
For sure, and those are the goals you like to see, like as a coach, as a teammate. Like, yes, like whoever scored gets the credit, but there was a lot of hustle that went in on the defensive players to cause those turnovers in transition and catch the Bellies stuck in their offensive end to give their players breakaways. 2 breakaways in a row, you can't ask for much more.
Nanaimo 8, New Westminster 7. Back and forth we go. Again, I said it earlier, and it's kept up. It's a classic late season BC Junior A Lacrosse League battle. Outside Glanville. He has a big goal in the third, but the biggest now is by Hawley. Nielsen takes a look, takes the ball in a bit tighter. Still Nielsen to the middle, and there was Board in heavy traffic. DeWitt can't find the ball. Board steals, Glanville's open, so is Board for the hat trick, and he's got it! 8-all tie.
8-all. New West has done an impeccable job of just responding, not letting themselves get too down. Like, Timbermen score a goal, and they're like, all right, we're going to go out, go to work, get our offensive guys the ball, and find the back of the net. And here's that goal now. Just a missed bounce in the corner for DeWitt, and Board's able to pick it up and get another one on the board for his team.
3 goals for Cooper Board.
It's always a tough save as a goalie when someone's running across your crease, across the arena, because you have to step across to follow them, and in that, taking that step, it opens up a few holes in the net, especially down low, and that low bounce shot managed to find a way past Okino.
And maybe there's a thought there too, because Glanville was open with him.
Yeah.
So you have to be mindful. There could be a pass, but you could tell just by the body language aboard, he was thinking shot all the way.
For sure, yeah. You've already got 2, you might as well go for the hat trick. Your stick's hot. Keep shooting. Now it looks like the refs are discussing something. So yeah, an unlucky bounce for DeWitt in the corner. Gives New West an opportunity to find a way back into the game. He shot that one, bounced it short side. As Keegan took that step off his near post, he shot it right where the goalie was coming from.
Matt Bose, 5 points for Nanaimo. Ty Pilkington with 5 as well. Cooper Board, 3 goals and an assist to lead the Bellies. Ethan Kessler has 2 goals and an assist, but a couple of hat tricks either way. Nielsen and Bowman getting some instructions from the official. And is this goal going to get taken down? Nielsen's really upset right now. So I wonder, are they taking that goal off the board for New West?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There you see Russ Hurd, and you can bet he's going to be hot if they take that one off the board.
For sure. I know they were talking to the 30-second clock guy, so maybe, oh, you know what it might be is DeWitt never touched the ball in the corner, so maybe they're thinking
Russ Hurd there, you see him motioning to the officials, hey, I want an explanation here. And he's going to get one from his captain, Nielsen.
I'm thinking the 30-second clock was supposed to have run out, and it didn't.
Nielsen there, you see, incensed. And who wouldn't be in that scenario where you think you've just tied the game at 8-all, and now it goes back to 8-7.
Yeah, especially in a one-goal game, that's extremely frustrating.
Well, you heard Russ Hurd in our first intermission saying, hey, look, we don't control our own destiny here. We play today, we play on Tuesday, we need some help. And so for the game to go from 8-all to 8-7 on what looked like a hat-trick goal from Cooper Board, what a turn of events in the third period.
Yeah, definitely keeping things exciting here at Frank Crane Arena. Yeah, I'm thinking it was the 30-second clock mishap.
I think
because
you're
I can't
absolutely
think of
right.
anything else. He definitely wasn't in the crease. And they don't have a replay to have seen that anyways, as we saw from earlier, so it must have been the 30. And also, I'm looking down at the 30-second clock guy right now, and he's looking a little embarrassed, maybe.
And I don't know if you're Russ Hurd, you want to get this argument heard, but I don't know that you can win it now. They've already decided to take it off the board.
Yeah, the goal's already been taken down.
I don't know if I'd be as composed as he is right now in that situation, because you can see he is just steaming underneath, but he's keeping his composure about as well as you could. In an 8-all tie, having a goal taken away on the road with now under 9:54 left at 9:53 on the clock, and it's Timberman ball, and they continue to be up by 1.
Yeah, that's a lucky break for the Timbermen for sure.
Without question. It's amazing how the breaks tend to even out in these games. We talked about that Bowman play earlier where he was called for being in the crease when it looked like he wasn't.
Yep.
And so there's one taken away, and then the Timbermen get the break there.
Yeah, they say the ball never lies, so I guess the refs never lie either.
Bowman to Bose. Pilkington. Andrew Bowman walking in, shooting, missed short side. Then the ball bounced in, off Maximenko over the line. And the break of breaks for Bowman and the Timbermen, who now lead 9-7.
That is a disappointing break for the Salmonbellies. You think you're tied 8-8, you've got the momentum back, you're going to go out, get your offensive guys back on the floor, and then all of a sudden it's 8-7, and the Timbermen come down. And again, this is another lucky break for the Timbermen. Shot went wide, bounced off Miracle, I think, out front, and went in the back of the net. Let's see this angle. Yeah.
Into legs and into the back of the goal.
Well,
9-7.
What a change of events.
An unbelievable turn of events with the game going from 8-all to 9-7 in a matter of seconds.
Here we can see it
this
again.
Outside shot from Bowman to start it.
It was a huge outside shot, just wide. And yeah, it hit the knee of Miracle, and in it goes. I wonder if he meant to do that or if it was a total fluke.
2-goal spread, and who's going to get the face-off? It's going to be New West. And then a big push from Collery, who is down on the floor. And the nastiness and the emotion starts to heat up here with 9:30 left in a 9-7 now in the Nanaimo lead. But there's no surprise that this is getting a little bit nasty with all the things that have happened, even just in this third period alone.
For sure, yeah. You'd be wanting to get into the New West Salmonbellies' heads now, you know. You know they're already frustrated having their goal taken away, having a lucky bounce go in. This is a chance to maybe get him mad, get him in the penalty box, and get a couple more goals on the board.
There you look at Russ Hurd. Desperate for the points today. Here's Glanville. Moving it in. McDonald. Across to Alexander. To the front. Glanville couldn't take it. Nielsen will. 18 seconds on the 30. Lucas Nielsen shoots one, kicked away by Aquino, and the ball bounces back towards center court. Alexander forced by 80. Ball goes towards the corner. Murphy scoops it up for the Timbermen. As Murphy runs towards center court. Looked like some interference there against Nanaimo.
I can't tell if it's a Nanaimo player or a New West player going to the box.
I think it's going to be the Bellies on offense here.
Yep.
Big power play to come.
This is the break
Aquino's way out of his net here, talking to his defenders.
Yeah, making a plan for defense here. But yeah, this is the break that New West wants. 9 minutes left, down by 2. A power play is exactly the type of situation you want to be in.
5-on-4 setup. McDonald, Alexander, Board. Alexander again. Cooper Board to the front, open man. McDonald stopped by Aquino, then it's off of Timberman and in.
There's another lucky bounce. So Timberman get their lucky bounce, and now New West get a chance at their own. This time it bounced off a defender, though. It's a little nicer when it bounces off an offensive player because you don't feel quite as bad.
A game of breaks, a game of bounces, and a very quick power play goal.
That was a great cut around the crease, a very nice power play to send a guy behind. The defense forgets about him. As you can see, he's wide open on the crease there. His shot didn't go in, but the bounce did. It counts.
1-goal game again. 9-8 Timbermen. Can the Bellies, as they have done all day, work all the way back? Borg moves it in. Ethan Kessler sitting on 2. Borg had a hat trick momentarily, but that goal was taken away. Wiped out. There's a shot, and Aquino made a good save on Lady. Aquino looks for the outlet, goes short this time. Hawley up ahead. Wong sets up Matt Bowes. Bowes has 5 goals. 18 on the 30. Bowes goes across floor with it. Lutweiler to the crease. Lutweiler tried to put it over the top. Still 10 on the 30, and then Nanaimo recovers the ball. Schmidt fires one into traffic. Ball loose for Bowes. 4 seconds. Matt Bowes rips one on the net. Reset chance. Kirby takes it for New Westminster, and the Bellies can come back towards center court. Nielsen sets up Board. Kessler is with him. Late man coming is McDonald. Pass eludes him. Will it go over and back? Yes, it does. Gunderson's on the ball here.
I think Gavin Gunderson thought a whistle was coming, and then no whistle blew. So
he's still out there.
Yeah.
Lake Miracle, the left-hander against the wall. Timberman by 1 with 7:25 remaining. Aiden McDonald for Nanaimo on the outside. Lake Miracle, McDonald running through towards the crease. Here's Andrew Bowman. Bowman put it on net, hoping for a reset ball, but that was nicely stopped by Maximenko. Ragazzi over center for the Bellies. Plays it back to Nielsen. Nanaimo's really been good on Lucas Nielsen so far, but he's still got 7 minutes to work with. Lady puts it across to Alexander. Against the wall, Kessler running. Kessler escapes, winds, fires. That was stopped by Aquino. Grabs that rebound, holding on to it. Outlet ball, nearly won by Glanville. Nanaimo gets it back. They need to beat the 8-second count. Hall with a high catch, gets over center just in time. Matt Bowes again. Egerbratton watches him. Schmidt runs a pick, gets open, he's alone. Schmidt shoots, he scores, pick and roll.
Textbook pick and roll play by Schmidt there. You practice those from when you start playing lacrosse. Pick, open your shoulders, roll, easy dump pass from Bowes, and it's in the back of the net. He shot right at hip level on Maximenko. Tough for the goalies to save it there, right below their hands. Great fake short side, finish it far side. That was a great play to get the Timbermen up by 2 again.
That is the absolute textbook of that play. You can put that in a coaching manual.
For sure, yeah. Show that video to the beginners who are trying to figure out how to do a pick and roll. That's how you do it right there. Schmidt's been working hard all game, so getting those offensive rebounds, getting those chances for his teammates, it's good to see him get his name on the board now too.
Nanaimo by 2, again, 10-8. And in this 3-game season series, that's the second time that a team has made it to double figures. New West did last time in here, they won 10-6. First game was 9-5 Nanaimo. It's 10-8 Timbermen right now. Borg working away from traffic. Hinson's over center. We're not it. 6-on-5 territory yet for the Bellies on offensive sequences, but we're not that far away from them having to look at doing that. Outside opportunity, it's Nielsen. Nielsen to McDonald. McDonald knifing through, and his shot just off the target. Recovered and whipped on net. A bouncer. Aquino had that well scouted, made the stop. Outlet to Hall, and Nanaimo comes ahead. And I think both sides know if Nanaimo goes up by 3 at this stage, they probably have it.
Yeah, that was a good save by Aquino as well to get himself reset after that initial save and get ready for that second quick shot from far out.
Here's a feed to Bose in close. Maximenko stayed with him. Miracle knocked down to the floor. There was McDonald for the Timbermen looking for the rebound, but Tyson Nielsen is on the run over center. Nielsen sets up Alexander. Alexander looks at Glanville coming late. 80 gives him a good push. Lucas Nielsen controlling. Glanville trying to get open. Ball sent in to Lady. Lady backs off, throws it across to Alexander. Alexander tries to spin away from Hall. Still Alexander. Gets open, shoots. Aquino gets the arm out. Ball went back off of him, but he knew it was coming and he did well.
Yeah, that was smart by Aquino to read that as well. He knew it was coming off the boards and he was out of the net, so he had to get out of the way.
Here's Schmidt.
Penalty coming to New West, so Aquino runs to the bench and Nanaimo gets 6 players on the floor.
And Nanaimo just wants to manage the clock as much as anything here, up by 2. Bowman walks in, flips it off. Matt Bose, Andrew Bowman to Bose again. He's got the hottest stick, puts it in front. Ludweiler, he scores! Washes out the penalty. It's 11-8.
That was a great feed by Bose. Ludweiler, great cut. He was barely open, but when you can see that stick and feed it perfectly in there, you can get your players a goal in the back of the net. That was a perfect pass by Bose Ludweiler. Didn't even have to look to make the catch. And then he faked high, finished high, and confused the goalie for sure. So there's the pass across from Bose. A high fake, a high finish over the shoulders of Maximo.
8 points for Bose. That's 5 goals now and 2 assists for the Nanaimo Timbermen. He's having a monster game. And it was all goals at the beginning, and now it's been all assists as he's showing both sides of his offensive game. Now you see New West going 6-on-5. Just over 4 to play, and they're down by 3. Nielsen, McDonald, Nielsen loads it, shoots. Aquino got the arm out, stopped it, looks for the outlet. Arcing ball, too far for Wong. Foot race down low. Pilkington couldn't take it away from board. New West on the run. Kirby moves it down and in for Kessler. 6-on-5 New West. Nielsen, cross floor feed. Kessler puts it in towards McDonald. Stopped by Aquino. McDonald gets the ball back. Being wrestled down to the ground. Ball still loose. Penalty call is coming. And I'm guessing a Nanaimo penalty because McDonald was fighting off about 4 guys down on the floor.
Yeah, it'll be a penalty on Nanaimo. They hit him while he was down on the ground, so we're going to have to sit out for 2 minutes. So that means that out of this 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, New West is going to get a nice chunk of power play.
Still time, but just 3:30 left now, and just watch all the bodies here with McDonald on the ball and then on the floor, and Nanaimo just ganging up with everybody they could bring.
Yeah, I think the cross-checking while he was on the floor is what he got the call for. Once he's down, you got to leave him down.
Well, and there was 3 or 4
all
made
3
it
of
in
them
there.
on him, yeah.
3:30 left. 5-on-4 New Westminster. Looking to get a fast goal. This is where Nanaimo wants to manage the clock, whereas New West wants to do everything quickly because they need 3 goals.
Yeah. Yep, and this is a nice break for them because it allows them to be a man up without having to pull their goalie, where in this situation they would pull their goalie if it was even strength. But a little more security having your goalie back there too.
Aiden McDonald takes it. Moving up. Nielsen, McDonald, Alexander, Board. Alexander walking in, gets it back to Board. Board looking, feeding, spinning McDonald, drops it back. Alexander missed the goal. Ball caught up in the netting, and that's a good break for Aquino and the Timbermen.
They're going to want to kill as much time as they can here.
Good run by 80. Back to Wong. Andrew Bowman. Big contact there. New West ball. His board was taken down.
Interference call on that pick. We'll see if New West can come up with something on this offensive set.
Here they go. Under 3 to play. Down by 3. 124 left in the Hall Minor against the Timbermen. Nielsen, McDonald, Alexander, Board. Board to Alexander. Feeds it hard across Nielsen. Nielsen to the crease. Glanville shot stopped short side. Aquino just stood his ground. But another Nanaimo penalty or possession call. I think it might be a penalty call here, and this is 5-on-3.
Yep, 5-on-3, and this penalty will last until there's only 36 seconds in the game. So that's definitely a tough one to take, but hopefully our defense can stand up strong for these last 2 minutes and not allow 3 goals while we have the penalty kill here.
2:36 on the clock, and New West with a glimmer of hope here, down 3 goals, but up 2 men.
Not much more you can ask for when you're down at the end of a game and then 2 guys on the other team going to the box. It's kind of like what you want, and I think that, to be honest, the New West guys have been working to make it happen. They've been trying to get in their heads, get them mad, and see if they can get a call their way.
Nielsen to Alexander. Alexander to Nielsen across floor board. They've got Nanaimo hustling around. Aquino made a good save. Reset ball in the corner. Alexander takes it. Fresh 30. Alexander to Board. Murphy goes right to him. Grabs the ball. Murphy to the wall, double team. Wong gets it out. Gunderson is running. Nice catch. Breakaway. Gunderson is stopped by Maximenko. Down 2 men, but a glorious chance.
That was a great chance. A good heads-up pass by Wong. I thought he was just lobbing it down the floor, and then all of a sudden I saw Gunderson there. Good look, a good try.
McDonald across Board, scores! What a finish by Board. That's the hat trick, and that one will count.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful behind-the-back pass by McDonald. Nobody knew where he was going to pass it. He was not looking at Board, and his stick was not pointing at him. He flicked that one behind his back, and Board jumped up and managed to fake short side, finish far side.
That is 2 big-time plays.
Yes.
McDonald and Board, both of them. What a finish.
Yep. There's that pass. He's not looking. A beautiful no-look pass. All Board had to do was just pop it in the back of the goal. Nobody was looking at him. Aquino managed to get across to his other post, but then Board faked him and shot it far side, unfortunately.
That was a good high catch, too, because that was an aerial ball. Because it was blind, he couldn't put it right in the wheelhouse.
Perfect, for sure.
But Board jumped up, caught it, and then made the shots to the far side. That was beautiful.
It was.
And, of course, still power play time for New West.
Yeah, still 1:13 left, too. Honestly, pretty unlucky for the Timbermen that that first power play that first penalty hadn't run out yet, because if it had just run out, then they would have lost this one, too. But now they still have to be short for another minute.
McDonald to Nielsen. Nielsen cross floor, Kessler. Nielsen again, flips it. McDonald for Nielsen, winds, fires, and Aquino stops it. Has the ball himself, thinks long outlet, makes a long outlet. DeWitt trying to catch it, somehow he does.
Wow, great one-handed catch by Connor DeWitt.
Double team on DeWitt.
He'll try to kill as much of the clock as he can down there.
Has players all over him, but what a job. He gets away, and DeWitt runs in behind. Still 10 on the 30, and he'll take it. Sonnen can't strip him. Connor DeWitt almost banked it in.
Wow. Impressive
What a shift.
play by Connor DeWitt. I don't know how he held onto the ball. 3 guys on him, manages to find a path to the net multiple times as well. That's a good way to end off your game for sure.
Aquino just stopped Board. Kessler, Nielsen shoots, and Aquino stopped him again.
Save. Big glove save by Aquino.
Ball bouncing free. Timbermen get it from the paint. It's put down floor. Out of the box is 80. Trying to get a breakaway if he can find this ball. He's in alone, Josh. 80! And he didn't shoot it. That is smart.
Yeah.
That is smart. He faked me out there. I thought for sure he would, but that was smart. Nanaimo by 2. And Nanaimo calls another smart play, a timeout with 12.5 seconds remaining. Up by 2. And certainly the Timbermen, I think everybody watching this game, you're happy that it looks like it's going to finish in a 2-goal spread instead of a 1-goal spread when that 8-all goal was taken away from New West.
Yes, exactly, because otherwise you get the, oh, well, technically we had one more goal. But here we go, like a 2-goal lead. It's like, no, even if that one had counted, we've still got them. Mind you, you never know what way the momentum could have gone had that goal counted.
Well, 7 or 8 big moments, both sides in this game, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's been a lot of momentum shifts in this game, and how it always is in lacrosse with close games. Like, teams could go on a 5-goal run, but then all of a sudden the other team comes back and goes on a 6-goal run, and you think you have it, and you never do. But with 12 seconds left, I think we can feel pretty secure.
There you see the Schmidt goal. Schmidt is the guy running, but it's a possession call to New Westminster in the dying seconds. There's 8 seconds left, and the Bellies are down by 2. Here they come.
Probably not the best time to take an interference call there when you have just to kill 12 seconds.
Board hit the pipe as the game comes to a close, and there's one more piece of contact from Schmidt on board at the very end. 11-9 Timbermen will be the final as the Nanaimo moves to 10-5 on the season, and New West falls to 8-9. One more game left for New West. Nanaimo still has 3. Timbermen played tomorrow actually on the road against Langley. It's always busy weekends, Kier, you know this, in the Nanaimo Lacrosse, because you're always playing those Friday, Saturday, Sunday games, and you're always traveling, whether it's down island or over to the mainland.
Yeah. Having not like only one other team on the island makes for some long weekends, having to go over to the mainland, go down to Victoria. Like, your away games are not just a quick 20-minute drive like it is in some other places. It's like, nope, you got to get on the ferry. You're getting home super late. So yeah, it's definitely a busy season for these guys.
You just saw Cooper Board there. Not much more that he could do with a 3-goal and 2-assist performance in this 11-9 Timbermen win. And Matt Bowes was absolutely tremendous with 5 goals and 3 assists in this lacrosse game. Andrew Bowman 2 and 4. Ty Pilkington with 1 and 4. Keegan Aquino was strong in goal. I thought especially in the third, Karen.
Yeah, I really think if I were to give a player of the third period, I would give it to Keegan Aquino. I think New West had tons of chances. They had that one with right on the crease, like 3 in a row. They had a couple breakaways. They had some really big chances that could have completely shifted the game. But Keegan stood up strong and made some huge saves and was able to control the rebound, get his team back on offense.
Momentarily, we're going to head down to floor level, and we're going to have Dustin chat with the player of the game. And I think it's pretty clear who the player of the game is today, wearing the Nanaimo colors. And it looks as though maybe the Bellies still talking a little bit about that 8-8 play that went for naught as everybody leaves the floor for one final time. What an absolutely back and forth classic between these two teams. So many standout moments to talk about. So let's head down to floor level one final time, and we're going to grab Dustin, and he's standing with the player of the game in Matt Bowes.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, guys. We're here with Matt Bowes, scoring 5 goals today, 2 assists. How does that feel, Matt?
You know, it's awesome, but it's a team effort. Like, everybody played great, and we just did a good job, and it finally started gelling, and saw the result.
Absolutely, man. How are you guys feeling going into the playoffs here?
You know, we're not really trying to think about it. We're trying to just go day by day. We got Langley tomorrow. Got to handle that one, and then we're moving on. So we're just waiting, winning every game, and get as high in the standings as we can.
You got it, man. And what does it take to become a great lacrosse player?
You know, you got to put the effort in, obviously, but it's just the team too. Like, offensively as a group, I wouldn't have had the game I had if it wasn't for everybody on our team.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Matt. All right, back to you guys. Thank you.
Dustin and Matt from downstairs, and let's watch some of Matt Bowes' handiwork as we look at today's game highlights. Andrew Bowman in the first period, the captain delivering that big outside shot to get things going. Maximenko with no chance on that one, just a sharp shot from Bowman, and there's Matt Bowes, the first of 5. The hard shooting player doesn't need much open room. He gets the ball in a hurry. Even at a standstill, he'll get a shot off in a hurry and with so much power. The first for the hat-trick man for New West, Cooper Board. About as well as you can execute a crease dive. Brilliant finish, and there's Board again with that sidearm shot. the Bellies, that low to high play, especially in the first half of the game, was working exceptionally well. Ty Pilkington was mostly an assist man in this game, but there you see a perfectly delivered overhand shot that went right through Maximenko. And a theme, right, that we talked about with Nanaimo in this lacrosse game, never trailing in the entire night. Matt Bowes again, and you see there, not much space needed, quick delivery, so much on it. Maximenko talking to his defense there, and then just a little slight move to his rights, and then ripping it sidearm for Bowes. He owns this highlight package today, no question about it. Nanaimo kept Lucas Nielsen at bay, and even Murphy did a good job on him there, but Nielsen found a way for his only goal today. Ragazzi on a power play, that was a steal at center court, and then ended up in a breakaway run. That put the game to 5-4 back in the second period, and the Bellies completed the comeback from down 5-2. An outside rocket there from Kessler. But then Nanaimo doing the same thing, going up 6-5 after 40 minutes, and who else but Matt Bowes. And to the third period, have a bunch of intense moments today, or what we talked about, obviously the disallowed goal for New West, the great crease dive play from Bowman. There you took a look at Glanville in tight. Nice fake. He faked out the goalie and the defender on that one. Out of traffic, Matt Bowes with number 5. Did well, so there you see it. Win the loose ball and then just get it away quickly. Do not allow the goaltender to get set. Kessler again with a perfect outside shot, his second of the game. He's way out, but wow, a lot of velocity on that drive from Ethan Kessler. Very strong game for New West on offense. And this was a second straight Nanaimo breakaway. Bowes was stopped, but Shiloh Hawley was not. As Nanaimo started to pull away in the third period. And there you see the celebration. The transition guys, they don't get many, so when they do, they love to score it. And this is where the funny bounces start. Bowman shot off the knee of Miracle and in. And then we'll see in a few moments the same thing here. Shot off the defender and bouncing by Aquino as the bounce brigade got going. Just a tough break for Hall standing in the paint, and Kigo Aquino as well. And now Matt Bowes, what that pick and roll was perfection with Logan Schmidt in the finish. And what do you do if you're Maximenko to try and stay with Schmidt in that situation? So difficult to do. Nicholas Lutweiler late on a delayed penalty call to add some Nanaimo insurance. And then Board's hat trick marker. That's as pretty as they come, isn't it? We saw several of those goals, including from Board today. 2 of his 3 goals, absolute highlight reel ones at the crease. McDonald the feed, and Board with the finish, putting that one away. 11-9, the Nanaimo Timbermen get the win over the Bellies. New West wraps up on Tuesday, their final game against Delta. Nanaimo plays in Langley on a Sunday. Then they've got Victoria and Burnaby to wrap up their season. The Timbermen up to 10-5, looking to climb even higher. And New West at 8-9 right now. They're in a difficult spot with certainly some help needed to keep their season going into the playoffs. On behalf of all of our crew at Rogers TV, powered by Shaw, this is Dan Marshall. So long from Nanaimo.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Here are 3 reasons why your social strategies should include Rogers TV. Reason number 1 is we have hyper-local audiences. The community TV channel gives you a chance to engage with people where you live, so you really get to know your neighbors and they get to know you. Reason number 2 is we can help diversify your distribution. With social media, it's really important to be able to have a wider audience, and Rogers TV can actually help complement your online presence by delivering to a different audience. And it's actually really easy to repurpose your existing content or to just create new material specifically tailored for community TV. And finally, reason number 3 is we can help enhance your credibility and your trust. And by aligning your brand with Rogers TV, you can tap into that trust that viewers have. This can boost your reputation, especially among viewers who favor local businesses and value community involvement. 1, 2, 3. It's that easy to build your local audience with Rogers TV.
The Rogers TV volunteer program has given me an amazing opportunity to practice broadcasting and filmmaking in a fun, enthusiastic, and encouraging atmosphere. Working under the producers and technicians, I've learned so much for my skill set in the industry. I've learned everything from editing to camera work to using audio boards and to using media switchers. Rogers TV has helped me build a portfolio and gain the skills that I'm looking for. If you aren't already a volunteer, I highly recommend you check out your local Rogers TV.
I walk myself up to the target. I plant my left leg in line for where I'm aiming. I'm staring at that the moment I step up on my line. I let my axe grip into my hand properly. I take a deep breath in and I raise my axe to the side of my head. I exhale, and it's a nice smooth release, keeping the wrist and arm straight out, pointing to where I want to hit. I hadn't really heard of it before 2019. One of my best friends got a job at this local axe throwing place that was going to be opening soon. Just sounded like a really unique place to spend some time, and I walked in, I was grabbing these bigger fire axes and hurling them at the wall, and I was sticking, and it's just like, yeah, I hit the dot. You're super excited, and it's just a whole different feeling from most other sports I tried right off the bat.
This is my favorite axe.
I call it the Queen of Hearts. I've been throwing axes for now just under 4 years, competing for probably just under 3. I started off on just like local league level, did my first tournament where we had people coming out from Alberta, from the mainland, and I ended up placing 8th in that tournament overall, which was my first tournament ever. I was ecstatic with that performance, and that was the first step of actual competition I got into. And then a couple years later, I've worked my way up to competing at a, we call it about a semi-pro level. There it is, that's a good throw. I have traveled to tournaments in the States, across Canada, competed at the World Championships.
Take a breath, Kevin. Take a breath.
I lost both my first sets of matches, but the guy who beat me in my first game, he finished top 8 in the world. You know, I can't be too mad losing to the 8th best thrower in the world. It was just the experience to be at the World Championships for the first time is something I will never forget. It's normal to not hit it. It's okay, and it's just about the next throw. I have never had a specific coach that I've had one person teaching me how to throw. I pretty much just have to block out everything except for my throw. It's just me, myself, and I throwing at the same target, tweaking what works best for me. There's no standard as to what's the right way to do things in this sport. It's just me finding what works best for myself and improving on that. The weeks where you just don't feel like you're throwing very good, where you can't find your bullseye. So I just need to just take a step back. So, you know, just throw casually, just have some fun with it. Go back to the roots of just enjoying what I'm doing. See, after 2 throws of just resetting on changing the form, already closer to where I want to be. There, for me, is no